All right, what's going on, YouTube? So we started today a little bit late. We actually gave ourselves a buffer, so that's why we announced it for 8:30. But apparently we can't even keep that up. So to be honest, we got caught up legitimately discussing what was our favorite David Spader movie.
James Spader.
James Spader.
James Spader. Oh yeah, sorry, James Spader movie.
Wrong Spader, man. Wrong Spader.
Oh god, yeah. So, what's going on, guys? I'm Michael. If y'all guys, I guess here's Chris.
I'm Josh. Look at me. Check it out. This guy right here.
With that sweet flag in the background.
Oh yeah, check out my flag. Do you have a flag? Do you have a flag? I have a flag.
Why are you throwing that out there like that? Why are you just putting us all under the bus?
It's that candy that he's eating.
It's a candy. I'm all hopped up on sugar-free candy right now, so bowels are churning. You know, because you gotta watch them.
We actually have a special guest tonight. We have Tim from the Horus Podcast. Why don't you tell everybody hi, Tim? All the way from Brisbane, right?
Brisbane in Australia. That's correct.
Yeah.
Look, I got my Yeti cup here too.
Oh, look at that! Look at
that! Yeah, Eye of Horus. That's right. We're intercontinental right there.
That's right.
Yeah, we spare no expense to bring him to you guys tonight.
Yeah,
so just letting y'all know.
We're paying for this bandwidth between the two continents. It's pretty fucking expensive.
It's
free technology. Yeah.
It's running in the tens of cents right now.
Well, 10 cents American is like fucking $16 over here. So.
I love that when I see stuff for sale in Australia, I'm thinking, oh, this is an Aussie cash. This is great, man. I get this for like 30 cents.
It's practically free.
Well, I did a Kickstarter in Australia back after Christmas, and so I pledged X amount, and then when the actual bill came, I was like, oh, what? I could have pledged more. Oh my god. Yeah, totally upside down. So different than buying stuff from England.
Oh yeah.
They know how to fuck you.
Yeah, the English, man. Ugh.
The English.
That's how they do it, man. Once you have a revolution, they fuck you for the rest of your life.
Yep. Or they send criminals over to your homeland, right?
Yeah, exactly. Ah, well, they sent us over. We created a new homeland over here. Just criminals.
Just criminals. Yeah, I'm moving to Australia because I'm gonna fit right in.
Hey, did you? This is pretty just Australia shit. Did you see the other day, some dude was drunk off his mind, and there was two burglars that were gonna rob a dude at the gas station, and this guy takes his shirt off and pulls the keys out from their car as they're coming back after they just robbed this gas station? It was in Australia.
Oh yeah.
And,
there's a whole video. His mate also videotaped the entire thing too.
Yeah, and the interview was just straight up the most Australian shit. I didn't understand a word that fucking dude said. And even though the newscasters were oh yeah, the Australian talk. I was like, damn, I don't know what the fuck just happened that entire time, but it looked badass. That dude looked legitly badass.
Yeah, it's so this guy is gonna rub the servo. So I was like, oh shit, Jono, I better grab the keys, mate. And so fucking ran over there. One of my thong. So we call what do you guys call thong? Like the piece of rubber thing that you put your foot in, like a thong. Like you call them flip-flop?
Flip-flop. Yeah, flip-flop. That's
yeah, we call them thongs. It's always a great fucking joke between the rest of the world and Australia when we go, oh, my thongs fell off, and then people go, why are you wearing fucking... Yeah, so anyway. But the official Australian uniform for all Australians is shorts, thongs, and a t-shirt or singlet. And so, yeah, that's where it comes from. But yeah, I do remember reading that story. It was pretty funny. Because his mate was filming the entire thing too. And these guys came out, went to get in their getaway car, and they're just like, fuck, where are the keys? What are we going to do, mate? They had to just jump out and run away too. So, yeah. Find a kangaroo to ride home on.
I couldn't imagine how cold butthole you'd be after knowing that your a getaway car, even you're gone away from your getaway car, it's still fucking there. You're just damn, dude, there's nothing I can do right now.
We're getting a bit of DNA out of this, yeah. But the other thing is the police were probably just it's nothing we can do, mate. It's just a bit of fun.
Really? Is that how shit
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like when I was living, this is a great story, but I used to live with Michael, and when I was living at his place, he was away in Afghanistan, and I was there on my own. And this guy who lived downstairs, his mother, who lived with his mother, who was also like an adult, his mother went away and left him in charge of the house. And this dude's just going, time to do crystal meth and fucking lose my mind. So this guy like totally went apeshit and was just playing this like insane music like non-stop, like 24 hours a day. And he just got the idea that like I was out on the balcony and I could hear him on his phone just having a shouted conversation with someone. And I just sort of went, and like that's funny. And he somehow, like with his like crystal meth hearing, like heard me just like laugh. And like, what the fuck? This dude's Satan. So he went to his fridge, got every object out of his fridge, and then threw it up in our balcony. So like he threw like a 4-liter ice cream, just threw that up. And like I'd gone inside and like I was having a nap and like a siesta, and basically this dude just lost his mind, threw all the shit. And then he came upstairs and was like smashing on the door, going, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you." And then it was just like, I mean, I'm just going to talk to you. The guy lost his mind. I called the police. I had a baseball bat, and I'm like, yeah, just come in here, motherfucker. But I called the police, and the police literally took, and it's like, there's a guy kicking on my front door, like, literally, I think he's going to break his way in. And the police were like, oh, yeah, no worries, mate. We'll send someone straight out. And like 45 minutes later, these two cops arrive, and by this time, this guy's gone downstairs, broken a glass, cut his foot really bad, and like bled himself unconscious in his own house. But it's lucky I called the police, because the police went downstairs, knocked on his door, couldn't get him to come to the door, looked in the window, saw all the blood, and were like, oh shit, and like broke in and saved this dude's life. But yeah, so...
He's kind of like a hero.
No, you know what, man? I tell you what, like all this cop talk, all this cop talk, you know, I'm thinking, like, when does Mad Max come into picture, right? When do they send out the V8 interceptors? You know,
I was
actually
going to ask. My understanding is every cop in Australia is like Mad Max. Is that correct or no?
Not really.
Damn movies.
The tight leather.
Spear guns. Yeah.
The shoulder pad. Like the shoulder pad.
See you're robbing an old woman and they just shoot you with one of those like spear gun launcher things like the orcs used to have in fucking Gorkamorka.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah, the police are kind of interesting over here.
I actually have that model.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. There's actually, I was reading an article the other day. There's a policewoman on the Gold Coast who weighs 40 kilos, which I think is like what 80 pounds for you guys.
Okay.
Give or take.
80 pounds?
So she's a small lady. Small lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like 4 foot tall and weighs 40 kilos. Like you could just literally lift her up and just throw her out of fucking just in like a incinerator or something. She's so small. It's ridiculous. So yeah, but that's down the Gold Coast. That's that's like a I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like Las Vegas of Australia, kind of.
Oh, okay.
More drugs.
Chris,
is it legal to gamble in Australia?
Yeah, in casinos, yeah. And then there's also like pokies, what you guys call like slot machines. We call pokies over here. And in some of the states, it's sort of, you're not allowed to advertise pokies, and over here as well, you're not allowed to advertise cigarettes. If you want cigarettes, you have to go to a store, and they've got these cupboards that aren't allowed to have any pictures of that say that they sell cigarettes, and you just have to walk in there and go, do you sell cigarettes? Yeah. Okay, I'd like to buy some cigarettes. And then they say, what type do you want? And you go, you have to know the type, because they've all got plain packaging, and all the packaging has pictures of like cancerous hearts and people's mouths.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
dude. It's a total fucking nanny state over here. It's the only problem with Queensland is it's fucking nanny state of shit.
Queensland, y'all got sued over that, right? Like some basically there's some like trade act between Australia and Japan, and then like Marlboro or whatever they like Marlboro fucking Marlboro Bundit. They they fucking, what do you call it? They moved their like one of their divisions to Japan so they could take advantage of this like free trade act to like sue Australia. So smart.
I'm just going back to, so let me just rewind here back to Tim's story about the guy beating on his door in Texas. That's a much different proposition.
Oh yeah, you're dead.
If you're beating on a door in Texas, like my wife her understanding is, you've got 8 rounds in the gun and you've got a reload, so there should be no reason why anyone is bothering you after that point.
I feel like every Texan, if that shit goes down, you just go, oh, fucking finally.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. I feel like if I was in Texas, as soon as he started bashing on the door, I would have just put a whole mag through the door, fucking Oscar Pistorius style.
Pistorius style.
Fucking
no question.
Blade leg guy stuff. Yeah, just I don't know what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do. The UPS guy doesn't even bang on the door over here.
He has a large.
Yeah, man, that's the problem. Yeah, because no one's armed as shit over here, so people just fucking act like total pork chops, especially when given a bit of alcohol or something like that. If you go to bars here, it's just fucking all these just super jacked dudes who just go to the gym, take steroids and shit, just so that on Friday, Saturday night or whatever, they can go to bars and just be like, yeah, I'm the biggest fucking dude in the room. Give me some Jaeger bar. Fucking and the Gold Coast is worse. Yeah, it's just bizarre. That's what I feel exactly the same way. If everyone was just rocking Desert Eagles or Beowulfs, then everyone would be a lot less jacked and a lot less just fucking acting like a total piece of shit.
Nice.
Beowulf is Michael and I's favorite fucking weapon at the moment too. It's it's like a Scar H or some shit that fires 50 cal.
Yeah, we're very familiar with the Beowulf.
Yeah. Josh probably has one. Yeah. Just gosh, show him yours.
It's at the shop.
Yeah, dude, if any of you do own one, Michael and I will literally fly over there for any reason you want us, as long as we can just do a mag rip with a Beowulf.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You better.
We talk about Beowulf all the time. We're always talking Beowulf.
We can line that up.
You realize, Tim, you've thrown the gauntlet, and that will happen now. This is not a group of guys you can throw that out there too.
It's a win-win situation. Trust me, if Michael found if you even mention Beowulf to Michael, he'll just be like, I need some alone time. Hold on.
I'm wrapping presents.
That's awesome. I'm wrapping.
Sweet. I've just got that link from Monty. I'll just post that into our Twitter and stuff. See if we...
All right.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's move on into now that everyone's familiar and kind of laid back. Let's move on to what's on the work table. I'll start off with Pretty. What are you working on right now?
What are you working on right now?
At this exact moment, I was working on my glass of wine, but it's now empty.
It's crunch time, Michael. Chris. Michael. It's crunch time. It's crunch time.
Yeah.
Keep going out.
So. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway. Now, right now I'm working on a Sakaran Venator, and my goal is to have that tracks finished and the blacks finished on it, and I've got to work on the gun barrel. So tonight after the episode, I'll be doing some airbrushing on the gun barrel and doing some track work to get that done. Then after that, I've got the Damocles Rhino, and that'll be up next. Just pushing for the Adepticon, man. If you look in the background, I've got a Charybdis half primed. I already told Josh the story of my primer accidents earlier. So I had 2 different cans of primer totally crap out on me right in a row, and I've got to go buy more primer. So I've got a half-primed Charybdis that's just sitting on the table behind me. But yeah, dude, I've just got vehicles to do between now and Monday, and
you got to keep a bag of primer with you. I always have a bag of primer.
I told you I bought 3 cans, and I figured out 3 cans is plenty. That's more than I need to finish primer what I had.
What a cheapskate at 96 cents.
Yeah, I know. I fucked up. But yeah, dude, 1 can worked perfect, and I got to the 2nd can, it crapped out, so I tossed it. 3rd can crapped out, tossed it, and I was just so pissed. I went and tried to buy some G-Dub primer, and the shop didn't have any, so then I was pissed about that, and so I just came home. I start vacation Friday, so I'll go on a primer search Friday morning and get back in business.
Primer quest.
Yes, primer quest.
But, I'm surprised you don't. Over here, that Games Workshop spray is, I think it's $32 for a can or something. This one?
Is that pretty Australian, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's $12 American, but over here, fuck, Jesus Christ. And when you go to the stores here too, I don't know if they've got this in America, but when you go to buy any kind of spray paint, they have to check your driver's license to make sure you're over 18.
Oh yeah.
Like, obviously graffiti artists are all fucking under 18, and like.
Oh, you're huffing that shit.
You're huffing it, yeah.
No. Well, I said to the guy, like, I'm like in my 30s, bro, and he's like, oh, I've got to check anywhere. And I said, well, dude, if I'm gonna go like tag some fucking shit down the street, like go and spray a giant dick on something, like I'm not gonna use a $30 can of spray. And this dude's like, oh well, professional spray artists, it's like $30 is actually cheap for a can of spray paint for those guys.
That's true. Like that's.
And he also said that they're all like, that's where like all the best spray, that's why all the top spray artists are all like doctors and like neurosurgeons and special envoys to the UN and shit like that.
What?
I don't know. I made a special envoy to the UN bit up, but yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what I do in my spare time if I was a special envoy. I mean.
Yeah, Josh is the special envoy of dicks.
Yeah, just shoot dicks on shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, After Triumph. Whatever.
So anyway, that's what I've got going on. I've got a bunch of tactical marines and Galvorbach on the detail painting table. If you listen to RFI episode 2, you heard about my detail painting process, which to spoil that is my wife. So she's working on detail painting for me to help out.
Yeah, man.
Code 44.
Yeah. Code 44.
Yep.
It's what you got to do when it comes to crunch time, man. If the dogs could paint, I'd put my dogs to work. So
you put peanut butter in the right spots.
You know, now I see why you want that Chinese baby. You know?
Hey, you still haven't hooked me up with the donut shop guy, so
I'm trying to get Pretty a Chinese baby, you know. So any of y'all out there got the inside connect on Chinese babies? Yeah, we're looking.
Pretty doesn't even buy from Forge World anymore. He just borrows our stuff for a night, and
yeah,
his little baby just does the job.
Yeah. So.
You can get a dog to paint. You just need to dip their tail in some paint, and then just.
Well, I have French bulldogs, so they actually have no tails. They're little stubs, so it doesn't work.
See, the stub's better. The stub's better, man. It's like dry brushing. You can dry brush them.
I need to try that. My wife would probably kill me though. So.
Then when the cops come to your house and they find the rig that you're holding your dog in a place with little bits of paint on his tail, like,
you're arrested for sure. Yeah, I'd arrest you.
There's a dog fighting or dog painting or something over here. Something's weird.
This is fucked up. You're going to jail. I don't know. I'll think of something.
Get that dog out of that fucking contraption.
Yeah, I'm like the Michael Vick of Forge World Painting over here.
He dry brushed the whole fucking Sector Imperialis with his poor little dog.
Little stubtail.
Oh, and I've got 4 of them, so you know.
You got the sweatshop going on over there.
Exactly. But anyway, that's what I got going on with Hobby Progress, man.
Ah, cool. Tim, what do you got? What are you working on, Tim?
I was just playing around with the Domitar here.
Oh,
that's right. Is that the one they sent you?
Yeah. It's such a sick model. Like, I've got an event coming. Oh, one of the fingers broke off. God damn it. But yeah, I've got a Inferno 2 this year coming up at the end of April. So, and it's a like a 1500 point zone mortalis event where there's both inside tables and outside tables. Basically, they all use the cold void rules, but the outside tables represent like like asteroids and the outside of ships and that sort of thing. So it should be pretty good, and you get 2 lists. So the outside table list, sorry, that was weird. The outside table list, you can have things like flyers and shit, sort of strafing the outside of the ship, and you can have like dread claws that come down, and then inside you can only have sort of like infantry and monstrous creatures. So I'm gonna run this guy in my inside list. Hopefully, I'll just like smash some dudes, smash some terminators, and that sort of thing. And then other than that, I've been working on some black shields, some terminators, cataphracti. But I don't know. I've wasted so much time. Like in my spare time, I've been building terrain. So I haven't even painted these guys. I've only got them just over a month to paint, like a 1500 point floor. So I think I'm just gonna go with Mechanicum at this point. But I don't know. Who knows? I do all of my painting like 2 weeks before an event, so it's
I was going to say, you've got plenty of time. If you've got a month, I mean, we're crunching on 4 days here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, everything's bigger in Texas there.
Very true. Very true.
I don't know what that means. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. You get here, you will.
So the Domitar, can it fit in Zone Mortalis? Like, is it base like allowed in Zone? I don't know what size.
Yeah, it's on 60 mil. That was one of the number one things that I checked. As soon as I saw the model was available at Games Day, I was like messaging people who I knew were there, just going like, okay, go and tell me what size the base is, because if it's like a whatever the Derrideo, I think Derrideo is on an 80 mil base instead of a 60, so you can't take. Hold on. Okay. It's only monstrous creatures. So if because this is a monstrous creatures can only be on 60 mil or smaller. So if they'd actually put it on the Derrideo size base, which is what I was fearing, then you wouldn't be able to run one. So something like a Thanatar can't go in Zone Mortalis, for example.
Right.
But that's like a Iron Circle variant, right? So the Iron Circle's made out of the Domitus too. So yes. Iron Circle kind of 60. So yeah, that'd be awesome if you get ZM Perturabo and the Iron Circle into a Zone Mortalis board.
Well, you don't need the fucking Iron Circles if you've got Perturabo. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm playing the 2000 Zone Mortalis.
Dude, that's what I want to play, man. This 500-point Adepticon list is. I was like, everyone's gonna have one tax squad, one Delegatus, and a freaking squad of Terminators. I mean, it's like. That's pretty much it, you know. I mean, you can't squeeze anything else for 500 points, you know.
You're actually going to see a lot more than that, dude. Seriously.
I hope so.
At 500 points, like I think we know what to plan for. Like just.
Well, no, you can plan for stuff. Yeah, you know the general stuff, but just you're not going to see. I mean, it's not going to be tactical Terminator on everybody.
Because that Dreadnought could just throw that whole list off.
Yeah, the Cortus. People are going to be bringing Cortus. Expect it. Like that's.
Oh yeah, definitely. And think about the outdoors Zone Mortalis board that's going to be going on. So your list on that, like I'm taking Ashen Circle, which I can take like 5 dudes, but I'm taking it.
Bro.
I'm working Reaver. I'm working on Reavers right now.
I'm working on Rampagers right now.
So it's only 500 points. That seems like not very many points.
You're absolutely right.
I know.
Yeah, it's tight, dude.
You're absolutely right.
That's an accurate statement.
No upgrades.
Do you have to take a HQ and all that sort of thing? Like?
Yeah. One HQ, one troop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it uses the combatant force org from Zone Mortalis. That's what they're basing it on. And it's not a lot of points to play with. Last year I played Mechanicum with that, and
3 models.
No name characters.
Yeah, it was last year. I had a generic Magos. I had 3 Destructors and 3 Thalax, and that was it.
Damn.
That's brutal. Well, at least you had Destructors there. Did you win every game?
Oh shit! Well, it was my first time playing Destructors, so no. I forgot they had. I forgot.
Way to put them on the spot. Like, oh, you must have won every game. No,
actually, I sucked it up, Tim. Thanks for pointing that out.
How did you lose with Destructors?
You forgot preferred enemy everything. You forgot to put a radiation engines on them.
Well, no. I remember preferred enemy. I remember I had Irrad engines, so I ran basically a generic 3-man squad. So it had the Volkite, it had the Irrad, and it had the
conversion beamer.
No, it was the other one. My mind's blanking on me. Well, anyway, so I forgot.
The Imploder.
The Volkite covering. Thank you. Oh. And the Imploder. So I forgot the Torrent on the radiation engine. And that's what fucked me, honestly. That's the main thing that cost me the first game that I played was, I was like, oh man, this template can't go anywhere. And then after the first game, I was like, holy shit, what am I doing? It has Torrent. So the second game I did a lot better. And the third game against Jason Mullins from Overlords was, he brought Space Wolves. It was a badass game, and he ended up taking it at the end, but that was a really cool game. So yeah, I lost one, won one, lost one.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. But
right. Good for you.
Destructors, like just 3 Volkite Cauldrons or something like that. Holy shit, they're so deadly. But in Zone Mortalis, I find that they're just too slow because you can't run. Like one of the number one things in Zone Mortalis, as far as I can see, is maneuverability is like the best thing. Like that's why Thalax are so good. You can do a move, do a run, and do a jetpack and then suddenly you're like over halfway across the table, and you can come in from a door where they're not expecting you to come in from, or something like that. I find Thalix to be really great. But yeah, and whenever I've used Myrmidons, it's always been you've got to plan where they're going to go. So if you've got an objective that they can move to, sometimes you're on your way there and you've still got 2 more turns to get there, and the game's already finished, or the objective's been destroyed, or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, they're tough to use, but yeah, with the right armament and in the right situation, like if you can get them to dominate a big chamber or something like that, ooh, destructive.
Yeah, I've actually, just given the crunch time we're in, I'm considering taking Mechanicum for Zone Mortalis this year, running Word Bearers and everything else, and taking Mechanicum for Zone. So we'll see.
What a letdown! What a letdown!
What? Come on, man.
I'm running World Eaters in my ZM list, but I'm putting jump packs on my Rampagers right now. So, but that's an expensive ass unit too for close combat, you know. Ugh. Anyway,
yeah,
we'll see. It'll probably change like 8 or 9 more times before I finish with it. So, yeah. My theory is let's paint everything and just then figure out what we're gonna take, you know. So. It's like not working for me at the moment. I'm like in a panic.
Well, I think Michael and I discussed we're going to be painting on the road, so.
No pot.
Dude, that's not your van. That's not your van.
You mean I can't airbrush inside of it?
but he's got the thing. It's like the box. It'll aerate. It's fine.
Stick it on the sunroof, right? It's all good.
Exactly.
You don't even see it. You don't even look at your roof. Come on, man.
Actually, Michael was talking about doing priming. So I rented an Airbnb apartment in Memphis for the halfway point. And then Michael was like, I'm going to prime at the apartment, so I'm just imagining we're going to fucking prime it in the bathroom and shit. And,
what are you doing in there? You've been in there for 3 hours. Shut up, bitch.
Shut up. I got comfortable. I'm painting.
A B&B, dude?
I'm dropping a deuce and spray painting in the bathroom.
I used Airbnb.
Have you ever used that?
Have you ever used like HomeAway?
It's like an Uber for...
Yeah, it's basically like an Uber for apartments. So we rented this apartment for the night.
You're definitely gonna get hepatitis.
Y'all
ass rape.
Y'all ass rape. I was going with the ass rape.
You sound just like my wife. She won't take an Uber because she's afraid the Uber driver is going to try to murder us or rape us or both. And it's fine.
Hey,
but you're gonna eat their food and
just take a Beowulf with you. You'll be right.
Yeah, exactly. We are from Texas. We're going armed. We already talked about this.
We got a few states to go through that we got to like travel through quickly, I think. But
yeah, the riots. The riots are going on.
Now we're avoiding St. Louis entirely. So apologies to St. Louis listeners, but we're avoiding that city.
Y'all need to fix your shit.
Yeah.
What's happening there?
They're murdering Mexicans in St. Louis.
Missouri, man, it's all fucked up since Michael Brown.
Yeah.
Since the Gentle Giant was murdered.
The Gentle Giant.
Oh, is that still going? Like they stopped reporting on shit over here after like a month, basically.
It's election. It's election time. Y'all probably hear all about Donald Trump and stuff. Like, there's still shit.
Yeah, that's what we hear about.
There's no Black Lives Matter movement in Queensland.
There possibly is. I mean, there's lots of students over here willing to pick up like any kind of political movement. Like we even had the whole like Occupy movement thing. Mm-hmm. Like with the Occupy Wall Street over here, they were like, yeah, let's occupy. I don't know what the fuck they were occupying, but just some park down here outside some big thing in Brisbane. Like, yeah, just some students with nothing to do. And then when the university went back from holidays, they all just disappeared. So.
Yeah, we did that. That was fun. I can tell my grandkids.
Occupied some shit. Fought against the evil empire.
Hey, Tim, what are those little mushroom things hanging down? Like little mushroom sticks?
Mushroom dicks. Oh, they're from Warhammer Fantasy. I made like a whole like a couple of tables.
Like Smurf houses?
They're just run-of-the-mill shroom woods. I've got
just run-of-the-mill, just a normal mushroom wood. Y'all don't have those?
Yeah, see, I made these base things. It's like a piece of just MDF with some sand and shit, but it's got a piece of like sheet metal in there, so the mushrooms just. Oh, it's not a very strong magnet, but the mushrooms just sit on that thing. Oh, hold on. There we go. See, so when you move your unit in, like in the old days, before the skirmish version, you could just move the shrooms out of the way. They've got like a rare earth magnet in there, but yeah, so there's just shroom wood. I might use those for, they wouldn't be too bad for 30k, but just line of sight, like you can just see through any woods and shit like that. That's one of the things that upsets me about sort of forest tables in 30k. Is I know in book 4 they've got special rules for really dense woods, which actually block line of sight.
Yeah.
But yeah, just normal. I wouldn't mind playing like forest games and that sort of thing, because it's pretty like rogue trader era to be running around in like a Xenos woods. But yeah, you definitely need some special rules, because otherwise just Typhons can see right through them and blow the fuck out of you.
Yeah. I like wooded. We all play a lot of Cityscape, but I kind of miss playing in Kansas, you know?
Well, not so much Kansas. I've been looking at Hobby Lobby here sells the, well, and you can get them on eBay too cheaper, but getting a bunch of trees and actually making a forest.
Yeah.
That would be something. You're right. We play a lot of Cityscape. Exactly. Also, the YouTube chat, according to Matt Edlund, it's traditional to have a giant sex party at Airbnb rentals. So.
Oh my god! Oh, I bet that happens all the time.
Yeah, it's like the bathhouses of the 2016s.
Yeah, so I just had to throw that in there. I was just catching up on the YouTube chat, seeing what these guys were saying, and
I honestly bet that happens all, like the really nice ones. Like, have you ever looked at an Airbnb? Like, why the fuck is that apartment like $1,200 for a night? It's ridiculous. And then I bet you some crazy ass sex parties going on there. All the people throwing in money.
Yeah, those are the houses that you rent to do some fucking eyes wide shut shit. It's got a cupboard filled with like different like woodland creature masks.
Yeah, furries.
That's what it is. That's why it's so expensive. Eyes wide shut style shit. How do I get the chat open? I want to have a look in the chat. What are people saying?
Go to the YouTube channel the YouTube link I sent you.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I got it. Oh.
And then off to the right, there's a chat going on. People said your mushrooms are butt plugs.
How dare you?
Also,
maybe this one. This is a great big one. Magnifier too, so you can stick it onto something like this and then just back up on it, like a fridge or something.
Oh, okay.
You're just gonna go to his house. Stratos to Savias, did you say that my mushrooms were butt plugs?
Did you say we were fucking clown shoes?
Fucking clown shoes.
I know Strauss.
You know, you did start off referring to them as dangling dicks.
That was my fault. I didn't.
My man.
You know what? I take full responsibility. So Josh, what are you working on, man?
Okay, so
moving on.
Let's not give any more fodder to the chat. We gotta just.
So I'm in crunch mode. I think I'm working on Rampagers right now, and I'm putting MK4 jump packs on, and I really like the look of the MK4 jump pack, and I only have enough points for 5, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do all 10 since I'm here. You know, kind of like assembly line these bad boys, but I still got to make. I think I'm going to do 20 more TAC Marines and another drop pod, and then if I have enough time, I'm going to try to put together an Anvilus or the Charybdis. Jesus, I'm running out of time, and I'm just like, I definitely need to finish this Damocles for the Iron Warriors. I'm taking the Iron Warriors in the narrative, and then I'm taking the World Eaters in the tournament. So,
I just cast up 10 bases for you, man.
Did you? Oh, fantastic! Oh my God, yeah.
And I'll cast up 10 more before bed.
Dude, Michael, you're the shit. Damn.
I need some of them bases.
don't listen to my brother.
What you got on my 32s, homie?
You got any of them 32s, man? Nah, man, I only got 25 mil.
I got 31 3/4.
I got these off-cast ones, the miscast.
You know, part of me wants to tell you what I got going on, but then again, I don't want the people at Adepticon knowing what I'm bringing for the tournament.
Oh, what a bitch!
Oh, dude, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Like, what are you?
No fear here. No fear here.
Dude, my understanding was we were going to start drinking at like 8 a.m. that morning, and the tournament was going to be a lot of fun.
We didn't even make it to the tournament. I think I won everything.
Sounds like you've got some enemies over there, dude. Like having like secret armies and like. Don't want to let these guys find out. Holy shit! I don't know what I'm doing. They'll put me in the ground.
You know what? We were real, like, we did Stiff 1, right? Stiff 1, and we were going to Houston. And, you know, we didn't realize that we were going up against Houston tournament players. I mean, the guys are great. Don't get me wrong. The guys we met in Houston, our other half, the rest of TFL is fantastic, man. The Houston guys, great. You know, wouldn't trade them for anything. However, they went in like, we're going to murder these guys, right? And we're thinking, yeah, we got a pretty good list. What if we go in there and we wipe these guys? You know, are they still going to want to hang out with us or play more games? We got our asses kicked.
Nah,
like,
dude, but
horrible.
Like on the real though, we were talking mad shit.
Yeah,
like, we're like, oh, dude, we're gonna beat these guys' ass. We're just gonna get in there. Nope. It was a raping. It was brutal.
Dude, and I tell you what, they were like watching game tapes. Like we were putting out battle reports at the time, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we could deal with that. Oh yeah, that's how we'll deal with this." Well, we didn't have any clue, man. Yeah, we got scouted, and then we got pwned. But I don't think it would have helped us any if they hadn't scouted us.
Do you remember? Do you remember before we knew Colin and all them? Like every time they'd post their armies on the South Texas page, they were like, "Oh, I just painted up this." I'm like, I think Colin's gonna take this. And remember, like we knew Weber was gonna take all World Eater like infantry.
Yeah.
Like I was like, dude, somebody with Typhons has to play this guy because it's like,
it was brutal.
But we were foiled to Chris Pretty's awesome gameplay. I mean, yeah. Here, let's put D weapons out there that you can fire at the other tables. Yeah.
So I learned a lot with mission and game design from Stiff 1 to Stiff 2. I'll just say that. I want to leave it at that. Let's move on. Let's talk about something else.
Let's talk about something else. All right.
One of our guys lost 25% of his army.
We don't know who that is, though. We're not going to bring that up.
I know. It was one of our dudes.
So yeah, I'm working on some stuff over here. I'm feeling the crunch too. I just realized that like I was concentrated so much on the narrative list that I like the Zone Mortalis and the tournament lists kind of snuck up on me, I guess. Like I was real proud of myself and shit. I was like, I need 22 more dudes. So
fuck.
Yeah, I need wait,
hold on. Bro, did you say you need 22 more dudes? Like,
more dudes.
Up in your butt?
Yeah, all at the same time. No holds. no 3 holes, no waiting, like getting the nostrils and you know.
Yeah, you gotta go airside.
Yeah, I'm talented.
That's actually going on at the Airbnb, so exactly what it is.
Yeah, airtight. Airbnb. Yeah, that's brutal.
But so yeah, I'm knocking out 10. Like I had these upgrades that I needed to do for a while, and I didn't want to waste them on regular attack guys, but I needed some close combat guys, so I'm using on some close combat tactical marines. They're upgraded torsos and heads from the Calth guys, and I have some guys with jump packs that I'm going to use as reavers, but I just need to base them. And I have breachers that are still in the ways that they need to be completely painted, so fuck, I'm fucked. But
okay, hold on. I got a question, bro. Right? So you're modeling some of your attack marines as in close combat, right? Okay, like chainsword, bolt pistol, kind of thing. Is that what you're getting at?
A chainsword is better than a bolter, I think.
Well, like you're doing like double chain swords or like single chain swords?
No, bolt pistol and chainsword.
Okay, so like you come up against the World Eaters player, right? And you have your guys, your close combat guys. What do you do? Like, I mean, what is your like contingency plan, right? Because you know these guys are like just gonna reap your ass in close combat. But you got this.
You can still Fury of the Legion if you want to with bolt pistol.
Sure. I mean, but is that your tactic? I mean, is that how you face down like a You got,
Making my entire strategy around just Fury of the Legion with bolt pistol. I've got this insane idea, right?
I don't know what you're thinking. Like, okay, you come to a guy and he's like better than you in every way. What do you do?
No. I mean, but like, do you stay? I mean, do you like all of a sudden change your tactics to send?
I piss my pants.
He picks his shit up off the table, realizes he's been defeated, and leaves. I mean, duh. Everybody knows that.
Just table flip, man. Just.
Dude, I've threatened that.
You
Josh, I just let you threaten to shit on people's stuff.
I puke on people's stuff. It's okay, if we start drinking early enough, I could get a good vomitous mass to like projectile onto a table. I mean, I think I can do that.
Just eat a shitload of fish.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Be warm, fish and beer just coming out.
Who invited Nurgle to this party?
It's Texas. I just thought you'd just pull out a huge revolver and just be like, "You, sir, are out of order." Shoot a hole in the table like this big, like the Simpsons.
Yeah, just put it on the table, just like. What's your move?
Apparently, they frown on that in Chicago. So we're going to Adepticon. We can't take our big revolvers and stuff.
Babies.
Bunch of panty waste in Chicago.
Yeah, Illinois is not up to date like Texas is with regards to gun control. So.
Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't be having the riots right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you gonna bring some weapons up, Michael? Some of my stuff.
I don't know yet. I haven't. I feel like I should, but.
Are you cool with that? Like, I mean, I'll just stash it in the van somewhere. You won't even know it's there.
Some of your stuff. Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Done.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna take it on the plane.
No, yeah, for sure.
Guns on the plane.
Just a walking around, a throwdown gun, something I wouldn't mind losing.
See, I'm pretty comfortable though if we get pulled over on the way in a state that's not, sympathetic to carrying. We've got Aaron with us, so I'm hoping the whole cop thing will help smooth things over. I don't know how that works, but I've seen movies, so.
Is he a cop killer?
Hey Zach, if somebody tried to throw their weight around and say they were from a different state and they were a cop in a different state, like,
is there like,
is that taboo? Like,
is there professional courtesy? Is what you're asking?
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Sometimes it depends on what they're doing, of course. Like if it's like, don't mind the crack, don't mind the crystal meth. It's all good. I'm transporting 15 Mexicans in the back. It's all good. I'm a cop. I'm just paying attention to their parents.
Yeah, down in Texas, all the cops are on crack, man. It's cool.
Yeah, sprinkle some crack on it. No, it depends on what they're doing, of course, but it also depends on the delivery, I would think. Like if you're like, it's all right, I'm a cop. I've had one dude fucking just put his badge out the window. Like you don't even need to. You just need to turn around and I don't know. And I'm like, fuck you. Like that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's shitty, dude.
Did you get your little
Alaska, motherfucker? Yeah.
You got your little bag of crack and like threw it in his back seat.
You gotta.
What do we have here?
Yeah, you gotta have that walking around crack. It's
ass crack.
You gotta have that throwdown crack. Yeah.
We're learning so much tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Watch out for the throwdown crack.
Well, I just wanted to make sure, is Aaron going to be able to smooth things over if we get into a pinch?
Come on, have you seen Aaron? I mean, what's he gonna take him? Yeah, Aaron's all right. I love Aaron then, but
yeah. Good save. Good save.
Oh shit, this is live.
Oh, I forgot. Other people can hear it.
What were you going to say? Are we going to talk about his he's got such a juicy butt. Oh yeah.
I love Aaron to death.
I love Aaron to death. He's got a juicy butt. Looks great in a muscle shirt. But I mean, he plays Infinity. I mean, that's all I got.
Plays Infinity. Has a huge hog. Anyway, moving along.
I'm still walking.
No courtesy in that man. No courtesy.
He'll whisper in your ear.
I tell him to stop when he hits resistance. He doesn't listen.
He doesn't stop. He never stops.
All right.
All right.
What do y'all think of that live chat?
Yeah. Discuss.
We got more viewers. We got more viewers.
I think David Sampson just screwed up a commission based on our making him laugh. So
that's awesome. Okay, so next on, I mean, let's move right along into we got a second episode of Radio Free Istvan coming out. It's actually out there already. I was listening to it. Great stuff. Chris, Michael, would you like to elaborate a little bit on the latest episode?
For starters, it's not as good as Horus Podcast. Let's just lay that out there. We're not trying to usurp you guys.
You've been thinking about that ever since I said that on the episode, the bit that we recorded.
Yeah.
I think I was like, so what's this podcast? You guys trying to usurp us? What the fuck?
What's your shit?
Throw down crack and huge hogs.
That's the only reason you had us on, was to get it out of us.
Yeah. Find out what you're doing. Find out what you're up to.
He was so nice to us, and then he shut it off.
When celebrities have stalkers, and they organize to meet up with them just to see if they're really crazy or not. That's basically what I was doing.
That's real?
Makes sense.
Yeah. I was listening to what was it? Some internet thing, and there was some famous chick. I can't remember who it was. A actress or whatever, booty shaker, and she had this really bad stalker, and the police told her. Apparently, the police. This is Californian police, so Hollywood cops. They said, what we usually do in this situation is you organize to have a meeting where you go one-on-one with them, obviously with a cop with a Beowulf nearby to put them down in case. But apparently, most of the time, once these super stalkers actually meet the celebrity, then they're just kind of meet them in person. They're kind of oh, it's just a normal person. Okay, cool. And then they just go off to find another celebrity to stalk. So perfect. Everybody wins except the next celebrity. Yeah. Hopefully the next celebrity doesn't have any common sense.
I feel like Mila Kunis would do that. I feel like she's done that. I don't know her personally, but I feel like out of any actress that I can think of, Mila Kunis has.
I got you.
Mila Kunis is just one of those chicks that Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. I met Sandra Bullock in Austin at
was this in a one-on-one police supervisor?
No, unfortunately,
come up right after I told that story. But anyway.
Yeah, we made out. Yeah, we made out. No, we didn't. Me and Sandra.
She thought you were Jesse James.
Little Sandy B.
Sandy B. Yeah. She
rubbing on your salty bees.
She came up to the bar, man, and she had this huge entourage, and the entourage was total douchebags. They were you know who this is, and my buddy TJ was working the door, and he was like, yeah, the cover is still, I think it was $3 to get in, but they were the entourage was making a huge deal about, Sandra Bullock doesn't pay to get in. Sandra Bullock was pushed him out of the way. I was like, just pay the damn cover, and she paid the cover and came in. It was totally cool, Because hey, you're impeding my drinking time, So
yeah. Both Speed movies, motherfucker. Show some respect.
That's right. Back off.
That's the best Sandra Bullock movie. Fucking Speed 1. Gotta be right.
Speed 1 is pretty. Was she on Speed 2 as well?
Yeah.
She was in Speed 2.
Congeniality comes to mind.
Speedboats.
Ooh, yeah.
It was a boat. It was the boat, wasn't it? No Keanu, though, right?
I found several Miss Congeniality conversations lately. That's really weird. I was talking to somebody about, how her talent in Miss Congeniality 1 was where she played the glasses by rubbing her fingers on them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking about that at length recently. Yeah.
Dude, I bet she gives a great handy.
I bet you one of us is gonna get contacted by Sandra Bullock here pretty soon.
Well, I hate to tell you guys, she's contacting me right now. So.
My phone, I'm gonna go.
She's watching. We got
another subscriber.
Yeah, meet me in an Airbnb. Bring some fucking crack. I'm hiring one of the expensive ones with the masks.
Yeah. Bring a wolf mask. I'll know it's you.
No, I'm gonna wear Josh's mask.
Oh yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Alright, I had to bring this up.
Hey Tim, you ready to shit your pants?
Yeah.
This is the worst serial killer mask you'd want to see.
Oh shit! All right. Hold on. I'm opening the screen. Ah!
How awesome is this mask?
Looks like Vladimir Putin, but like really stuff. It looks like a cross between
but happier.
Looks like a cross between looks like a cross between Vladimir Putin and like a guild navigator from Dune. It's like huge head.
He's so angry. It's like so angry.
It's weird. Weird too. Can you see through that or not?
Yeah, but I can't. Not good enough to paint.
Ah.
Because I would have started the podcast like this. The webcast. I would have started it.
Yeah. All right. Jesus.
It's funny because we were asking him. We were like, why the fuck do you have that? And he's like, I don't know. My son brought it home. We're like, you didn't ask your son where he fucking got that? Like,
I was walking down the street and hey, free baby head mask.
Hey Dad, check it out. Isn't it crazy? He's like, oh yeah, I guess.
Sounded after an eyes wide shut party.
All we need is some chanting.
They were giving these away at my Airbnb, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. All the sex parties of that's old fashioned is going with baby faces. Now they're onto something else. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that is pretty harrowing.
Yeah. It's not as cool as like mushroom dicks hanging in the back. You know,
no, it's not. It's not.
It's
haunting.
Haunting.
Let's get back to the mushroom dicks. I'm just gonna minimize that. That's scaring the fuck out of me. I'm gonna have nightmares about that.
Wake up, they're hanging out of you. The girls never came.
The girls never came.
All right, so back to Radio Free Esteban. So yeah, guys, check out our podcast. A lot of you guys were asking if we could have some sort of audio content, and actually, it seems like a lot more of y'all are mad now that we're like on SoundCloud, not on iTunes. But like we had to make sure that it was gonna be a constant thing. So like I'm pretty adamant about waiting till we have at least 5 before I go on iTunes, just so we're like y'all aren't waiting and we look like assholes and so. It's just so I'm like, sorry about that, people.
Now that we've stolen all the Eye of Horus secrets.
Been bled dry.
Got him.
Yeah, got him.
Okay.
Sorry. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call, Dan. Bye.
This isn't even a real webcast.
It's an elaborate. It's like that movie, The Game. You know, like The Game.
Oh, great callback.
Yeah, yeah. It's just an elaborate thing. Like even my podcast doesn't really exist. It's just me and Michael like talking, and Michael doesn't really exist either. It's just like someone's doing an elaborate game on me. It's like, yeah, you got a great podcast, man. You should keep doing it.
Wait a second. Wasn't Michael Douglas's brother a Baldwin?
No, it was Sean Penn.
Oh, okay, that's right. It's Sean Penn. You're right. Yeah, okay.
You failed.
Yeah. I failed totally.
You don't know your Baldwin.
God, get your Baldwins together, bro.
Have you guys have you guys gone and watched The Edge after I mentioned it on the interview we did?
Yeah.
Was it The Edge? The bald one
with the bear?
No, the Hunted. No, you're right.
No, it was The Edge.
It's The Edge.
Yeah, you're right.
It has Baldwin and it has Anthony Hopkins.
No, my dad. Okay. Yeah, my dad told me to watch The Hunted, and I did watch that. I knew there was 2 movies that I had to watch.
Yeah. No, it's The Edge. Yeah, you got to watch that. 1997's fucking greatest film. Yeah. There's a bear fight. One of the most convincing bird strike fucking scenes ever filmed as well, where they're just sort of flying like this little plane, and then the pilot just goes like, "Holy shit!" And then just like they obviously got the plane, just the windscreen and the fuselage, and then they made some sort of like I don't know, like a chain. I imagine, you know those like things where you put a tennis ball in and it shoots the tennis ball, or you put a football in and it shoots the football. I imagine they had like 50 of those, but they were just sticking dead birds in it, and they just catapulted them at the windscreen. Literally, the windscreen of the plane just gets demolished by like fucking flying, just bloody birds, and then the plane goes down. And they're like, "Oh shit, how are we gonna survive?"
I just found a 10-minute like fucking movie magic documentary on how they made that scene.
How they made the bird strike. Ah, fuck. What is it? Is it tennis ball shooters? It's gotta be, right?
You gotta love it.
I can't watch it all now. I can't watch. Actually, you can watch the whole Edge on YouTube. Like nobody's taking it down.
Oh, how dare they? The Academy will get onto that, I'm sure.
So good.
Yeah. I actually met I was at a bar called Club 21 in Corpus. This was like during the filming of Pearl Harbor, right? Which when I think Alec Baldwin, I think Pearl Harbor because he was filming that movie when I met him. I was working in the bar. They came in. Affleck was a total prick, man. I tell you what, Affleck came in. He was like, oh look, I'm Ben Affleck. Alec Baldwin come in, totally cool, man. Just laid back, easygoing, suave, But Affleck, I don't know, maybe it was youth because he was quite young in the movie, but you couldn't top Alec Baldwin. Like he could have dropped all the panties in the bar. I mean, just that dude was awesome.
Man, okay. I didn't know you met Alec. Why has it never come up in conversation before?
Well, y'all never asked.
I was wondering why your favorite Alec Baldwin movie was fucking Pearl Harbor.
Because I met him while he was filming it in Corpus.
Because he had a fucking shit part in that movie. It was like the last.
It is a shit part. It is a shit part. But he was there in Corpus. I met him while he was filming Pearl Harbor.
Well, we now know that. Thank you.
Yeah.
What did Ben Affleck do to you? Did he like pull your pants down in front of some girls or?
No, he was like, I mean,
he razzle dazzle you. What happened?
Throw a telephone at you or something?
he was like the guy. He was like in character from that guy from Mallrats, where he was like the guy from Fashionable Male. Yeah, he was just a total fashionable male at the bar.
I like to fuck people. I like to fuck them somewhere very uncomfortable.
What, like the back of a Volkswagen?
Nice.
Classic.
That is a classic.
They're making like Mallrats 2, aren't they? And they're gonna get all those guys back.
Yeah.
Mallrats 2, yeah.
I don't know. Fucking what's his name? Jason
Lee.
Jason Lee
yeah.
He fucking sold out big time doing them Chipmunks movies. I couldn't respect him anymore.
I know, right? Jesus.
He was the best. How do you go from fucking Brody Pinky to fucking Chipmunk? Chipmunk Wrangler.
He kind of had that craze with My Name is Earl. That was
what's a Nubian? Hey, what's a Nubian?
Black Princess.
No. Don't y'all remember that?
That's from Chasing Amy.
Chasing Amy.
Okay, yeah.
What's a Nubian?
I got you, bro. I know your obscure movie references.
Obscure, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, but I don't know, man. Did y'all watch Tusks?
No.
Tusk.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's the god-awfulest movie ever. Like, I mean,
I didn't know that was Kevin Smith.
Yeah, it's Kevin Smith with Justin Long.
I thought it was pretty good in an artsy, psychotic, weird kind of way.
No, don't try to say.
There was some real art to it.
That was not art. There was nothing artsy about it. It was disgusting.
It was, I don't think you saw it for what it should be. What it could be. I don't think you applied it to your own life.
I don't think you appreciated it.
Are you fucking with me, bro? Are you fucking with me?
I mean, did you just watch it and then for like the entertainment value, or did you try to really soak it in?
Are you serious? Like, it was like 2 hours of my life I wish I had back.
See, you were just watching it, thinking that there was going to be somebody getting mauled by a walrus or something, and you totally missed the whole point. I don't think you really listened and took it in.
You got did you see Birdman? Like, do you feel the same way about Birdman?
No, yeah, I got Birdman. I understood Birdman. I actually could understand, the constant filming, that it was filmed straight through, but like Tusk, oh my God, it's like Jesus. It was like watching a Human Centipede. Did you get anything from the Human Centipede?
I did not watch that.
Yeah, you're not missing much. It's horrible.
We went straight into movies, man. Like, that's all we're talking about.
I'm sorry.
People are like, Tusk. That was a fucking.
Hey, Tim. I got a question while we got you here. Since we're talking about RFI, I noticed like the first episode they went through their little backstories, their origin stories in the 30K. Like, I'm kind of interested. I know you used to play fantasy, right?
Yeah.
So.
Tell us about the rough times.
Yeah.
How to go getting in.
Oh, I've got my internet's a fucking piece of shit. I just missed the last sentence you said before.
Just basically your origin story into 30K. We should probably actually talk about the 31st millennia, just a tidbit
No, 30K talk. Fuck, I was actually just watching The Edge over here.
He thought he was on a movie podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually doing two. I've got Alex Baldwin on the other line.
Tell him I love you and Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah, dude. Glengarry Glen Ross. That's totally what obviously Fully Painted is for Closers is from.
There you go.
Baldwin just keeps coming up, that guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Over here, basically the book. I think the first book one, came out in 2012, and then that was sort of like that was the height of we were playing fantasy. I was playing a little bit of 40K, like I've got a Necron army, which is kind of depressing now because they've changed every single thing basically. Like they got rid of the Catan shard and all that sort of shit and made them the knife. Anyway, moving along. So basically, the first book. I think the second book came out, and when that book came out, about 3 years ago, one of our friends over here, who is called John Sodden, ran basically the first 30K event in Australia, which was a 10-player. There was 5 4x4 tables. You played 5 games at 1,000 points, and one of those was the Zone Mortalis. So you could have a separate 1,000-point list for that, and it was Traitors versus Loyalists, and that was the first time that anyone had run, at least as far as I know in Australia, run like an actual campaign where it was Traitors versus Loyalists. So although it was sort of there was 2 sides. There wasn't any sort of leveling up or any of that sort of thing. There wasn't any sort of like extended campaign play. But yeah, just the whole idea of one team winning and one team losing, rather than one person being the king shit and then the other 2 guys on the podium sort of like collecting the flowers and that sort of thing. Having the team play, that was like totally revolutionary. So and then so basically I had nothing leading up to that. And so when I found out that event was coming up, I immediately put in an order for some Castellax and some Thalax, and I custom built like an Ashmagos out of like a fantasy can wraith, and went along, had a fucking awesome time, and then it just sort of grew from there. A lot of I think there was a lot of other people in Australia sort of watching, and sort of using the ideas, and then we had. Adam Wiseman, who's over here, who runs the Inferno series. He basically, probably towards the end of the year, he held like another event. He held it like a campaign event, and then it just sort of went from there, and it's just sort of taken off. I think last year there was 4 Inferno events and a few other events. I think I went to 9 events around Australia last year, and this year there's already there's 9 events just down the road from me now, like as well as all of them around Australia. So. The scene's really taken off, and it's fucking awesome. And the thing I like the most about Mechanicum is they're just totally different from Space Marines. Like with Space Marines, you know pretty much what you're going to get. You know that in the future there's probably going to be some new Rhino chassis vehicles and some new Land Raider chassis and some new Terminator guys or Jetbikes or something. But with Mechanicum, it's just like, holy fuck, what the hell are they going to drop next? Like there's Ordinatus, for example. They just dropped that. It's like, holy shit, look at this. All the different Automator, like the Thanatars, like no one saw the Thanatars coming. Mechanicum's just, it's so and there's so many different units. I buy most of the stuff that comes out from Mechanicum, and it's hard to keep up. Just painting everything just for that one army. Like I've got tons of shit everywhere. I've got Medusas and Land Raiders and all that sort of thing. But yeah, Mechanicum for life, and then also maybe some Space Marines or something.
There you go.
That's how I got into it. I really fell in love with Mechanicum like super hard, and like I know lots of people are into Astartes. Obviously, they're the main faction, but yeah, for me, like the rules in the background for Mechanicum is what just made me like totally jizz my pants and just go like, I must have it. I must have all the resin. Give them to me. Robots look so good.
Caleb, that's a ma.
Yeah, that was me. I started with Iron Hands, and then after the Mechanicum stuff started really coming out, I just fell in love with it, and I went whole hog into it. Just anything Mechanicum that came out, I would buy it. And I've had a ton of fun playing Ordo Reductor since the new Red Book came out. That's been a blast. But you've still got just so many options, like you said. you can play. There's almost any type of play style you want to pursue with Mechanicum. It's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I started obviously just with some Castellan. I think because back when I first started buying stuff, the only things that were released is there was one Magos, which was like that snail
The
shell
snail,
for the
yeah.
back. There was the basic Castellax with with the smaller pattern bolt cannon and destruct charges, and then there was Thalax, and I'm pretty sure they were the only models out at that time back in 2012. I think they were the only ones that came out for the first book. And then, so I started with those, and then when the Tech Thralls came out, that was super exciting. I fucking love Tech Thralls. I've actually just bought another 35 Tech Thralls, so I can run a full 80 of them.
Nice.
So that's fucking awesome. Just like a massive foot swarm of Laszlo Thralls, like 40 of them, sort of in 2 units of 20 moving forward, and then I've got 2 Triaros. Like I won a Triaros at the event down in Canberra earlier this year. So I'll have 2 Triaros, and I can put some Chainblade Thralls in one and some Mitralox in the other, and just have like a massive, just sort of Dune-style army of just like trudging fucking guys. So I've got that. I've got the Legio Cybernetica, which I've built up to, I've got almost 3,000 points just of those. I've got a couple of Thanatars. I've got some more of the what are these fucking the Domitars on the way. So once I should have like a full sort of battle maniple of those with 3 of each of the different Castellax types, and then some Thanatars and that sort of thing. And then on top of that, I've got my Auto Reductor, and then on top of that, I've got a fuckload of Myrmidons too. So there's so many different factions that you can build, like the Archmagos or the Magos characters, because they've got those Techno Arcanas. There's like 6 of those or something, so it's really easy to theme an army around. You basically choose your Magos, choose which Techno Arcana he's going to be, and then sort of choose units that you think will sort of go with them, obviously. And then on top of that, you've obviously got Legio Cybernetica and the Auto Reductor, so tons of themes to build with. And I really like the fact that they've dropped those 2 different lists, the Reductor and the Cybernetica, in addition to the Tagmata list. So if you're new to it, you can just run just a straight Tagmata list with all the shit that you want. Obviously, Castellax and robots and things like that are pretty good. But if you want to specialize, if you're sort of a more advanced player, you can play like a straight up like a Legio Cybernetica army, which obviously has its strengths and weaknesses as well, like ranged anti-tank being one, and obviously the lack of scoring units being another. But they're filling holes slowly. I kind of like that the Legio Cybernetica doesn't really have like overpowering anti-tank. You've got Darkfire Lancers, but other than that, it's pretty threadbare. But I kind of like that, because against infantry, you'll just fucking demolish them. If you come up against like an infantry army, like an Auto Reductor force will just Legio Cybernetica force will just chew through them. So I'm hoping in the future for Mechanicum is there's a bunch of different sort of branches that they can go with as well, like Explorator fleets. They're basically like the Mechanicum version of a Rogue Trader sort of fleet, so they could bring out a separate list for them, which has some restrictions and that sort of thing, like a Magos Explorator, whatever that is. Maybe he has some Xenos weapons or something like that. Maybe gives you options to upgrade Myrmidons with different weapons, but there's and if you go through in the Mechanicum Red Book, there's actually like a Force Org, I guess, for the Mechanicum, and if you just read through some of the entries on there, there's tons of shit to expand in. My favorite one being Cyber Hybrid Carnivora, whatever that is. Imagine robo-controlled like raptors or something like that.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of cool stuff that we'll see, especially once they start getting into Dark Mechanicum. I think it's going to hugely open up.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the best things about 30K is there's so many factions. Like even more, like you've got all the 18 legions, you've got the 3 Mechanicum factions, you got Solar Auxilia, and then you've got like militia, and the militia is massive. You can make several different armies out of them, and then of course you've got Loyalist and Traitor for all of those as well. So it's almost like there's got to be like almost 50 factions or that sort of thing that you can choose from. So just with some minor rules changes, you look at 40K. I mean, Fantasy used to have like 15 different armies or something like that. 40K has 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas 30K, you've got fucking options all day, so there's really no excuse not to have like a play whatever you want. Play some crazy shit.
No, I think the options are out there, and that's one thing that kind of befuddles me because, especially, we live in a smaller city here in South Texas, and as we started down this 30K road, trying to branch out and get other people interested in it, we have had a lot of people that have said, "Oh, I don't want to play 30K because it's Space Marine on Space Marine." They've got
that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Fuck you. Who is that person?
Because the option is wide open, and the other thing is, and I'm kind of getting into another topic a little bit, so I won't go too far into this because I know this is a little ways down the line. But the other thing is, it's so well balanced with all the options versus 40K. Where you can take, I'm going to take my Space Wolves allied with Tau and have some Necrons hanging out with them, which is total fucking bullshit in my mind. But you can do stuff like that. And in 30K, it's balanced. It's like, yeah, you've got the legions, and maybe they have a militia backing them up, or maybe the Mechanicum. But it makes sense. All the pairings that you can do make total sense within the narrative and the fluff of the story.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that as a player, but I don't know. But that's one of the arguments that's going on down in our neck of the woods right now.
Yeah, I mean, the alliance system is really good, works really well, but there are definitely just nonsensical combinations in 40K, as well as the whole Unbound thing. Obviously, we won't get into that, but
yeah,
Tau and Eldar, although they're both good guys, fucking can you imagine what are they gonna do before the battle? Just have some Farseer goes, "Hey Tau, so what we're gonna do?" The Tau dude would just be like, "Hey man, have you heard about the greater good? What you need to do? I know Eldar are really cool and all, but you should totally join our empire. The Eldar aren't gonna fucking want to be part of fucking Tau empire. That's just redunculous. It's fucking insane. They're like, well, we're an elder race. We've been around for millions of years. Why the fuck would we join you? Although they're both good guys, and one of them's about the greater good, and the Elder are super selfish. They don't give a fuck. They don't care about the greater good. They just care about shutting down the Necrons before they entirely reawaken or whatever the latest fucking thing is to do with them. They're probably part of the whole persecution of the Space Wolves in the new fluff, and Elder at Ilkran probably personally wakes up Lionel Johnson or something.
So why do you think that in 40K players don't have such an issue with those types of pairing, whereas in 30K the players would?
Well, here's the thing.
That's easy.
I got this.
I can play. Oh, okay, yeah. I just want to quickly say, because 40K is for babies.
I'm not gonna disagree. We joke that 30K is a gentleman's game here in Texas.
I think I got the answer to that, Chris. I think I really do. I just had an epiphany. Yeah, I just had an epiphany. Of course, the babies thing. I mean, I'm right with her with you. But no, I mean, check it out, right? So you play 30K and you know the history. We all know the history. Even when we were playing 40K back in the day, there was always Horus and the betrayal and the story hadn't evolved, but it was always there. You know what I'm saying? You read in the fluff. I mean, I remember 20 years ago reading the Dark Angels book talking about the fall, and I mean, you read all that and you're like, wow, what a great story. And throughout the years, the story's always been there. But then the Horus Heresy books came out, and you start reading Horus Heresy, and you're like, wait a minute, this is actually telling me what happened. I've been following this lore for years and years and years, and now all of a sudden, boom, I know what happened to Prospero, and I know what happened to the Emperor, and I know what happened to Sanguinus, and now you're getting the full story. So I think the lure of 30K for me is that you're recreating history, on the battlefield, history that we all grew up with. Playing 40K. 40K was always just the present. This is happening now. 40K is progressively progressing, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And it's let's the Tau and the Eldar are going to join up, and someone could make a really fantastical story, but there's no roots to it. Why would they do that? I mean, you're absolutely right, Tim. Why would the Tau and the Eldar get together? It makes no sense. But the history for us has always been there, so that when you read the books and you play the miniatures and you put Ferrus Manus up against Fulgrim on the battlefield, you know how it goes down, even though you're changing history, just for that game. I mean, Ferrus could whack the shit out of Fulgrim instead this go around, and even though ultimately Ferrus loses his head to the fruit, you know what I'm saying? So I mean,
spoiler alert.
Yeah, right. But
people who are still just reading Horus Rising right now.
Right. Well, they should get with the program.
Fuck these guys.
Read faster. No.
Yeah, I think that's definitely right. And the living, almost like the living background is like a massive draw as well. Like with 40K, like I've played 40K since the mid-90s, and the background has fucking changed, except for adding in like the Necrons coming back sort of thing, and the I mean even the Tyranids have been around since the 90s. But other than the Tau, where they sort of crowbarred the Tau in by saying, oh yeah, they're totally a race that evolved over like 100 years. Yeah, that makes sense. The Necrons reawakening after 30 million years. Actually, if you want to talk like fucking massive plot holes in the background, right? So, you know how like humanity during the Dark Age of technology, humanity spread out into the stars and conquered the galaxy and set up innumerable colonies all around the galaxy, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The fucking the Eldar had a massive empire. This is before Slaanesh blew up. So what the fuck were the Eldar doing? Just sitting around like, hey guys, yeah, we're just gonna let humans infest the entire galaxy? Like, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they're busy.
Yeah, but with 30K, like, the books are still fucking being written. Like, the novels are still being written. Obviously, we know that Horus and the Emperor, who is it? The Emperor or something? Have like a big showdown at the end. The background
shit! Spoiler alert on that. Come on now.
We didn't say who wins. So, all right.
But we know.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll change it at the last minute. It'll be like they're just honeydicking us into thinking that it's going to be like.
Maybe it's Horus on the golden throne. It's Horus up there.
Yeah, it could be anything. Yeah, exactly. It's probably just one of it's probably a Megan or Alfarius. Just somehow like just rolled a really hard for the disguise check and just fucking snuck in there. Like they find the Emperor on a gurney and just throw him off into a dumpster and just jump on there themselves. Like, oh yeah, it's me, the Emperor. Save me the girlfriend. But yeah, like the fucking rules, like the rules are only just coming out. The new units are still coming out. There's new stuff coming out all the time. With 40K, it was literally for the last at least the last 15 years, it's just been like, oh cool, Space Wolf's got a new book. What is their new one unit? What are the new rules for all of their shit which I already have? Oh, okay. 50% chance my army is shit now. I have to go and buy a whole bunch of stuff. Previously shit, now the rules are better for them. Whereas 30K, it's like, fucking there's just new stuff. Like this, it's totally new shit which you've never seen before. Like the Atropos, it's like boom, Atropos out of fucking nowhere, just deep struck in. Just new stuff is coming out all the time, which makes it fucking just it's like 30K, it's like 40K used to be, or Games Workshop used to be in the 90s. Like back when they had like the mail order trolls and like they had all these games that came out all the time. Like that's basically what Forge World is now. Forge World now is what Games Workshop was like in the 90s when everyone fell in love with it. It's just in the noughties. Actually, here's a history lesson. This is what I think anyway. I don't know. I also believe in Squatch, so take this as you will. But fucking, you know what fucked up Games Workshop in the noughties? Fucking New Line Entertainment. They made this deal with New Line Entertainment to make all these models of the Hobbit and whatever golden, the giant tower with the eyeball and shit. They
Oh no!
I think
Australia fail.
Free share internet cap.
Oh no!
Somebody send him 30 cents.
Reset him.
He's telling you to put another quarter in right now, Tim.
Dude, what's crazy is like he was like so passionate about what he was about to say.
Oh yeah. It was like I feel like I just got like.
Oh look at Zach.
Yeah, no, he's.
I was like, wait, what's happening?
They all have it. Am I gonna get it?
The world froze.
Professor Xavier?
I can't paint.
Dude, Games Workshop, shut that fucking down real quick.
He's talking bad about The Hobbit. We're gonna fuck his shit up.
He's talking shit about New Line Entertainment. Shut it down. Shut the fuck down.
Ben Affleck got in on that shit. He's like, nobody talks about Ben Affleck.
And what sucks is Jay had actually posted a question in the forum, and I was waiting for a good spot to slide it in.
Slide it in. Slide it in.
Oh, yeah.
Slide it in.
Slide it right in.
Be gentle, bro. He's a guest.
Well, that's why I said slide it. I didn't say ram it in.
Just ram it home.
Yeah.
Just ram it home.
So it wasn't a Josh at Adepticon with,
Rob Barrett. Oh, crap. Oh, I went there. Oh. He doesn't watch these things.
Yeah, they're actually live casting right now.
Oh, shit.
Aren't they on the road to Adepticon? Oh, I'm sorry.
God damn it.
I wish we had thought of that.
Prank caller. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Just shut it all down.
We've been hacked. We've been hacked.
Who's this guy with the beard? We don't know him.
Oh, so good.
No.
So anyway, where are we at? Like where were we? Where did we leave off there? I think.
Okay. If Tim comes back, we'll get the soliloquy.
I see his little symbol. Like he's
trying.
He's kind of here.
He's putting the quarters in the machine.
Yeah. Australia's trying to ramp up. They're trying to crank the internet back up. So.
Radio Free Australia is a real thing.
Well, I kind of accidentally, but not, got us off into the 40K, 30K discussion.
Yeah, that was real. That was passionate.
But it's the truth, man. Just think about it. And it's cool to see because you know how passionate TFL members are.
He just said, "Fucking New Line Inc. shut me down." I'm telling you, dude. You don't talk shit about.
They're everywhere, dude. Fucking Illuminati in this motherfucker.
They
You
said
got
what?
Da Vinci coded. You got Da Vinci coded.
Some guy is sitting in a fucking office like, wait, there's a feed from Australia. Hold on, they're talking about us. It's
I'm
probably
on that.
they're
Shut
probably
them down.
What the? Oh no, not.
They talk shit about the Hobbit. Fuck.
No.
Come on, Alec Baldwin, we need you now. We need you now. Hook us back up.
Alec Baldwin.
We need a good Alec Baldwin hacker movie. Like he needs to be a fucking hacker, and that's
Dude,
it.
wasn't it South Park that had that Baldwin save them all at the end?
No, they killed all the Baldwins.
They killed all the Baldwins.
Yeah, they bombed the Baldwins.
Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
I'm gonna have to go with Hunt for the Red October as my best Baldwin movie.
That is a good Baldwin movie.
Some things in here don't react well with bullets.
Josh with the quote.
That was my Sean Connery.
Yeah, well,
The rapist.
We should ask him while we got him. Okay, first I guess ask him because he's back. I see him.
I'm back. Fucking New Line tried to shut me down, man. Fucking Hollywood.
I think it was Sandra Bullock.
It's Sandra Bullock.
You heard? I'm sure you've heard about like how under like surveillance we are all the time in America. That's real.
Yeah.
So if you could just like not talk about major corporations like that, we could get through the fucking webcast. Okay.
Yeah. New Line poison, man. Imagine what it did to Games Workshop. Imagine what they went through. That's in this. I'm sure Jervis Johnson can't look at anything on his phone without the fucking MI5 looking at it. And
I would have brought my Beowulf. I would have brought my Beowulf if I had known we were talking about New Line tonight. You know.
All I know is I'm going to be looking out for drones when we're on the road to Adepticon. I'm going to be out the window the whole drive.
You don't have one of those advanced cars with like a computer and lots of shit in it, do you? Like they'll do a fucking Michael Hastings on you, man. They hack your car and like accelerate you into a palm tree or something.
I saw that. I saw like that they thought everybody was thinking that car was hacked and they crashed into the fucking tunnel.
Yeah. Dude, like the engine block came out. The engine block was on fire. It crashed so hard that the engine block flew out on fire and like landed in the street somewhere in like LA or some shit.
You know, that's just GM, dude. We just don't make cars like we used to. Like
craftsmanship.
We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out in 10 years. Don't worry about it.
Well, Tim and them, they've got GM down there. It's just called Holden, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, but I don't think they make
Subarus and out.
Yeah, I've got a Subaru. I've never bought an Australian car again after having had like a Holden, which is like what GM is, and I had a Ford, like a Falcon. Worst fucking car ever. You end up spending
Falcon?
like,
Falcons over there. Holy crap!
We had a Falcon. Or I had a Falcon. We both had Falcons.
Hold on.
Not as exciting as you think. Like
the 67. No, wait. The 76 Ford Falcon was actually the Mad Max car.
Okay. I thought it was a Kingy. That wasn't a Kingswood.
No, it was a Falcon. It was a Ford. They discontinued the Ford Falcon here in the States, like in '66, I think. So, but they kept making them. They kept making them in Australia, and
they just kept making from the same fucking plans, but they only just started building them here in the '80s.
You know, I like to think that the whole Mad Max movie was like just a big commercial for the Ford Falcon. Because it looked like shit. You know, it's like, hey, these cars are actually pretty cool if we make them into the V8 Interceptor. You know what I'm saying?
The blower, Max. You know.
Hey, David Sampson on the chat said he had a '64 Falcon. He said it was the tits.
I had a 64.5 Ford Falcon Futura.
I feel like David Sampson had if I had to think of the car that David Sampson has, it would be like a '64 Falcon GT Coupe or something, like the fast, like the just badass.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you, the Falcon wasn't badass at all. There was nothing badass about the Falcon. But I tell you what, I picked up a Falcon for my brother, right? And somebody had squeezed like a 351 Windsor in the son of a bitch, right?
It had Cleveland.
It was a Cleveland. It was a Cleveland. Yeah, it was. And it had chains on the rear axle to keep it from ripping off. It was.
What? That's some fucking like Norkamuck style shit.
Yeah, I won some races with it, mostly due to guys laughing after 2-foot flames shot out the back of my tailpipe. But fuck it, a win's a win, right?
A win's a win, big W. Yeah, but no, they came with the shittiest motors. They came with just they were the pre-Mustang. Before the Mustang was the Mustang, it was the Falcon.
Yeah, so, David said he had the 289 in his. So
nice. Yeah. So his was souped up too. Nice.
Yeah. You just gotta feed the Grot riggers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's basically the Ford Falcon was basically like an orc war truck. Yeah, it was. Yeah. You could die of asphyxiation. You could die of asphyxiation in that car.
I had a 1993 Ford Falcon, and it had factory everything. And it was pretty good. It even had like when I bought it, the dude who sold it was like, "Oh yeah, I know how to make this look better. I know. I'll put Mazda hubcaps on it." So it was like the biggest shit pile. Like I remember one of them just coming. Like I was driving down the road, and there was like a 90-degree turn, and I turned, but one of the hubcaps just went, "I'm not fucking going left," and it just kept going, just rolled. Just went under a truck as it was coming around the corner. I was like, "Holy shit!" Anyway,
and you can't go back for it.
No, you're dead.
No. I got pulled over by the cops like all the time too, because like over here, like bogans and shit all just drive like fucking Falcons and like and Commodores, but we call them Bombadors. Well, people call them Bombadors over here. But yeah, like Australia, basically one of the biggest divisions in Australian culture is between Ford and Holden. There's a big like race called Bathurst, and it's basically just like all these dudes in Falcons or Commodores just like racing each other, and a whole lot of people getting wasted and talking shit about the other car manufacturer.
So it's basically Ford versus Chevy, Mustang versus Camaro. That's what we've got here.
Yeah, except we don't.
It'd be like Ford versus GM or something, I think.
No.
Yeah, we could. It's Chevy down here.
GM makes Chevy.
Oh, GM.
Yeah, so I do have a question for you though, Tim. You have something called bogans?
Yeah, what's a bogan?
What's
like
a
you
bogan?
said, bogan.
Is this like something comes out of your nose?
No, bogan's kind of like you know how you guys have like hillbillies or like just like white trash, like
okay.
You know, like, yeah, I'm gonna go get my duck gun. I'm gonna blast you. It's kind of like people like that only in Australia, but there's no guns, so and there's no threat of imminent death. It's just dudes wearing thongs, usually a pack of cigs, some like shitty tattoos, just lower income people basically, just who just can't fucking, who just didn't listen in school or to anyone in their entire life and just turned into a shit piece. It's basically what they are. And there's tons of them too.
Bogans, gotcha.
Just like trash. Just like in Britain they have chavs.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have hillbillies. We have chavs. Oh, sorry, Britain has chavs, and we've got bogans. Yeah, mate. Fucking bogan can't. Like, yeah, they just talk. Yeah, there's like a weird accent that a lot of sort of shitty Australian people have too.
So Sam Fisher on the chat says hillbillies with boomerangs. Is that correct?
Are boomerangs a pretty common thing? Like, does everybody have boomerang? I'm assuming everybody has a boomerang.
No, it's like didgeridoos. Like every house has one, but you never know where it is. It's not like a flashlight where you always know where it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, you've got. Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Did you say flashlight or flashlight?
I'm calling them pocket pussies over here.
It's got the flashlight.
Yeah.
You got
didgeridoo is actually like
community one.
Yeah, you know, a didgeridoo is actually like if you want a real didgeridoo, like you can't just get a fucking stick and like bore a hole through it. Like they have to be like eaten out by ants. So like the way or termites eat the fleshy inside of like a branch and then falls on the ground, and then somebody will come along and go, ooh, I could make a didgeridoo out of that. That's the way it's meant to be properly done. If you ever get one that's just like a tube of wood and it's clearly just been like they've put it on a lathe or something and bored it out, it's bullshit. It's an imitation. You gotta make sure it's been eaten out by ants.
You gotta check it. You gotta.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yes.
Pick anything. Pick something that we have here in Texas, and I'll send it to you. Something you can't get in Australia, and I'll send it to you. But I want like an authentic.
Well, obviously Beowulf, but you'll have to send that in pieces and not let anyone.
One piece at a time.
Shave off some.
I gotta have an authentic didgeridoo now.
Yeah, I'll send you a didgeridoo, dude. I'm trying to find.
And I'll send you something from Texas. This is like an authentic Texan. Whatever.
Awesome. Well, I've already got something from Texas. That's authentic Texas. I got this huge fucking Yeti cart.
Yeah, there we go. Hell yeah.
Yeah. You can send a Beowulf if you want, or a steer.
A steer?
2,000-pound steer.
A longhorn.
I've got one in my backyard right now. So.
Could you imagine the postage on that shit?
Yeah, you have to shoot it with a Beowulf first.
How much? How much are you gonna shit your pants when you got a fucking longhorn? Like from Josh.
Hey, how about some big ammunition? Can you have big ammunition over there? Or is that illegal too?
Nah, dude. Nah, you can't have anything over here. It's ridiculous.
Man, you gotta move to Texas. That's where you can have this shit at.
Right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I would love to go there. Except you've got Squatch. You've got fucking insane Squatch, and you've got like Wolfman.
We got everything, but you know it's like people just don't see that shit. Like y'all got like way worse shit that happens. Yeah. Like that's probably like second page news over there.
Yeah. Plus you guys are all armed up. Like if I was a Squatch over there, I'd be like, fucking no way, I'm going up to hitchhikers. I don't know. Squatch attack hitchhikers probably.
Yeah, they'd get
hitchhikers.
We lose hitchhikers all the time.
Yeah. When I was in Scouts, there was like this. I always remember this sticker that just we had like an equipment room, and there was this sticker, and it just had a silhouette of somebody like standing there with a sign like hitchhiking, and the sticker just said, "Hitchhiking, the punishment is death."
What? Holy shit!
Okay.
God, it's like the uplifting primer right there.
and there's like.
I've never tried to hitchhike, I'll tell you that. Fucking, don't you? Whoa, what are you doing, man? Don't you know the penalty is death? I think it was a penalty is death or something like that.
And there's like one guy like on the road enforcing that shit. Like he's just not here.
Yeah.
Not here.
Yeah. Well, this is the country where fucking Wolf Creek happened or whatever. So.
No. I gotta tell you, the most horrifying thing as a child was the movie Fortress. With Father Christmas. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The one where they blow up the chick's like womb.
No,
Is that the one?
no.
Sorry.
Was it?
Sorry, that was a red tube.
Was it Fortress, bro? Where they take over, like these guys come in and they take all the kids out of the school, and they got like these masks on, like it's a Santa mask, and it's and one guy they call it.
Fortress is like that prison movie with Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Lambert, yeah.
No, which is?
I thought it was a prison film.
Hold on. I'll be right back. My wife was terrified about this movie too. I got to make sure the name of it.
Are you talking about Fortress? Are you talking about Fortress? I went in on this.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I want to find out what this movie was. Hold on.
Someone mentioned it.
Is it this guy right here? Like, is this Josh? Oh, God.
He left. He's gone.
It says Fortress. Like, it says Fortress, 1985, 1986. One aspect of a childhood that'll fall by the wayside.
Surely someone in the chat knows what's going on.
Yeah.
They're talking about hitchhikers and dingoes in the chat right now. So
hitchhikers getting picked off by fucking dingoes over there. that's y'all got trained as dingoes.
Dingoes are bullshit, man. They're just a little man dog. They're not even as big as they're just a shitty dog. They're pretty crappy. They're pretty crappy, man.
They sound like our coyotes.
Yeah, I don't think they're as big as coyotes. What? And you have to no. A coyote can get decent. Like a coyote can threaten a person, right? Like. I imagine.
If you were armed, yeah.
Yeah, I get coyotes and jackals mixed up.
Oh yeah, no, coyotes are little baby dogs. Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah, that's a scary ass shit.
Look at that.
No, man. That's it. Do you know what I'm talking about, Tim? Do you ever see that scary ass shit? Dude, oh my God.
I do remember that movie, but I seem to remember one. Yeah.
Oh, you just not getting to the party?
No, yeah, I had to put my son down. Are you talking about Fortress with Father Christmas?
Yes.
Let's talk about Fortress again. You know I don't like that shit.
That is some scary. That was a scary. That was like.
You gotta watch that movie, man. It was when you're little, like.
Yeah, it's probably stupid now, but it was scary. I mean, it was like, fuck that. Like, I didn't want Christmas to come because of that fucking movie. Ugh.
That's real. That's not very.
Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to research this movie.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
Yep. See,
it's happening.
That's what happens.
Put that down.
Yeah, right. Put him down. That's my nephew. Don't put down my nephew.
Oh God!
Hey Josh.
Josh, look at the screen.
Look at that bad boy.
Oh fuck you, dude! No, man. That's horrible. That is the most terrifying. Stop it! Go away.
I want that powder coated on the Yeti cup.
Hey, here, how about this? You can have this powder coat.
I'm a paying customer. You will put that on my cup.
Dude, no, hell no. Father Christmas, that was like the most disturbing shit ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
this is the one Fortress where his wife's pregnant, right? And then
that's Fortress too. Christopher Lambert.
Yeah, and then they blow the baby up inside her. Isn't that what it is? Yeah. All right.
It's in Australia.
I wasn't thinking of a super high budget porno then. That's all right.
It was produced in Australia.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What the fuck? All right, cool. Just comes all around.
No, I remember that movie too. Christopher Lambert. Yeah.
What Christopher Lambert.
Lambert, whatever. It depends on where you're at.
Yeah, that's another Fortress where he does full frontal in that.
Oh.
Thanks, bro.
He does, man. The Highlander himself. I saw it. I saw the unit.
He showed the only one. There can only be one.
Can there be only one in the pants?
You can decapitate people with that.
I like how that just came up in conversation. Like
I don't even know.
You couldn't keep that to yourself. You're just like, hey, dude, if you're looking for full frontal of the Highlander, like,
yeah, man, if you're not comfortable with it, this might not be the game group for you. If you're not comfortable with frontal male nudity.
No.
This is for the chat too. You never know.
Like that's a weird thing that comes up quite a bit actually. Like when we're talking about Manu Bennett, it's like, yeah, dude, that dude's dick is in. You can see his dick in Spartacus. Yeah, no, I know he's Deathstroke now, but like you can see his dick in Spartacus. I mean, I wouldn't say that you should, but I'm just.
Have you guys seen the trailer for that new Ben-Hur movie? Talking of movies.
Yes.
Fuck, that looks insane. It looks so good.
Dude, Charleston Heston, man. How can you top Charleston Heston, man?
I've never seen
it. The chariots and shit.
The chariots.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Did you know that? Do you guys have the saying "big as Ben-Hur"?
Because somebody died.
Maybe that's just an Australian saying, but like over here, because like at the time, whenever that movie came out, 70s or 60s or whatever, it was just so huge. Like there's
the
a
movie
saying
was
in
big.
Australia which is the saying is "big as Ben-Hur, mate." Like if you see like, I saw something in the woods, mate, as big as Ben-Hur. Like that's it.
So we're gonna refer to our hogs as that from now on.
Yeah.
My
hog Ben-Hur.
All right, guys. Well, with all this hog talk, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to call it a night, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got an early day tomorrow. It's my last day before vacation, so I got to.
We're having just way too much fun tonight.
Yeah, I got to actually do real work tomorrow. So, Tim, good talking to you, buddy.
Later, Chris.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Catch the rest of you guys later on.
Later, Chris.
So,
Chris, suck it.
Suck a dick. I'm just so here, guys. Hey, we had a question come up for Tim. It kind of got buried in the chat. But one of our buddies, Jay, he's actually part of TFL, wanted to know about that OS 30K, whether it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Basically, that's really useful. So what you do is, like the OS 30K site, os30k.com, it started off kind of well, I'm not sure what it started off as, but you can go on there and you can create like an army profile for your army. So you go in, create like a little tag thing. And then that allows you to put in like all the background and everything that you want for your army. That way, like you can say, "Hey, want to read my background? Here you go," and just like send someone a casual like hyperlink. But the way that works as well is that when you play using that army in an event, which is sort of registered with the site, with the campaign site, you can basically get like you get a little like a thing that comes up on your army saying that you took part in that event. You can get like there's little metal ribbon things that you can put on forums. You might have seen some people on, especially Heresy 30K forum. You see people with those little like sort of what do they call, like campaign sort of ribbon things.
Yeah.
That's always interesting. I'm always sort of mousing over those on people's signatures in forums just to see which events they've been in. But the system, that OS30K system also has like the dog tag system as well, which is you get like a dog tag from each event, and the tournament organizer orders those through Andrew from OS30K.
We actually got some of those for
Yeah. I think we talked about it on our when we talked as well, and it gives you sort of like a small rule. And then you can use it at other events which are registered with the OS30K system. So the more people, obviously, the better it is. I just saw someone said, "Are we allowed to use this outside of Australia?" Yep, you definitely are. Like, last time I talked to Andrew, he was saying that they've got people in America, they've got people in Canada and Britain and stuff that are sort of signing up to the system. So it's really good, and I mean it helps sort of strengthen the bond between the different sort of like areas, the different 30K areas, which is something that obviously like I'm pretty interested in, is sort of getting the global heresy system going. And actually, talking of global heresy, last year we also ran global heresy sort of event through OS30K, and the 3 podcasts at the time. So there was I have Horus and the Age of Darkness and the Imperial Truth, and each one of our podcasts hosted like our own system. And then through our shows,
Calico, right?
Yeah, Calico, yeah, exactly. And that was all through OS30K. So basically, we talked about it each week, and each month we sort of like changed the background and that sort of thing. We have like an advancing sort of campaign. So you started playing smaller games, and then you could slowly build up. And that was all run through the OS30K site. And if you go there now, you can see all the background for Cargo Carl and see how it turned out, and you can see all the people's battle reports as well. So battle reports.
You don't have any Americans that are in that too.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah. There's definitely Americans in there. For example,
is Canadian, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, you're right. Correct. So we're going to run another one this year. So the last one, that was all wrapped up. And then this year, Andrew's just been talking to a few people about running another one. So if you guys are interested in hosting your own sort of system, then that'd be awesome too. So last time what we had is we had a system, and then that system, I think it was I can't remember the name for it, but we all had, each one of our podcasts had a planet within that system, and it was sort of represented like a system-wide conflict, and you could go in there and attach your battle reports, and each victory or defeat for either side basically increased the influence on either side. So the traders won. For example, in ours, the traders were losing at the start, but then they had a mad resurgence and ended up taking over the entire system. So now the campaign's ended. Basically, that planet is in like trader hands, and the campaign. And people put through battle reports. I know one of the ones that's ongoing right now, if you want to get involved, is the Lincoln system. I think there's a link in our show notes of our podcast, and you can find it by going onto Facebook. Just type in LINCON system. That's being run by Freddie the Swede, and he's spoken to Andrew, and he's got the Lincoln system within Oz 30K, and this is in Sweden, mind you. So what you can do is if you play any games and do a battle report for them and attach them to the Lincoln battle report thing. There's a competition which Michael and I are just about to judge. We're going to go through all the battle reports and choose the best one, and they get a prize. On top of that, all of the points and things that have been built up on either side, they will then go on to the event that he's running. He's running 2 events. Those will then play some part in the Lincoln event as well. So if the traders have won in the beginning, like in the lead-up games, then I'm guessing that the planet's going to be trader held, and the loyalists will be the first ones attacking, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's tons of ways to do things. But yeah, that Oz 30K system is really good. Like, for supporting campaigns, you can register sort of events that you're having, and then you can also sort of tie in those events to people playing from home as well. So with the Inferno system, for example, which we've been battling over, that's all on Oz 30K. The Anzac Cup, which is coming up, which is another Brisbane event, Anzac Cup is going to be sort of in the Inferno, sort of tied into the Inferno system. So one of those planets will be getting attacked over 2 days. There'll be a shitload of games being played, and that'll determine that planet within the Inferno system, as well as the ongoing like Inferno events as well. So it's a way to sort of tie everything in together, and it means you can theme your army as well based around your local sort of system as well. So if you guys had like a RFI system, and you had some background, you had a bunch of different planets that were being fought over. One is a war world, one is a hive world, etc. It means that when people go and write the background for their army, and then they turn up to your event, everybody's got the same. They're working off the same background.
That's badass. God, that's tight.
Yeah. I really like it. Yeah.
Too bad everybody down here plays fucking traders, you dicks.
You don't have like a half and half thing.
No, not at all. Like, everybody wants to go play traders, and I'm over here playing Raven Guard like a good person, and and everybody's like, oh, World Eaters, Death Guard. Well, I'm gonna play Warhounds, but they're gonna be trader Warhounds. I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Man, I gotta be good. I gotta be good on the weekdays, man. Give me an opportunity to be the bad guy. I don't know what Josh's excuse is.
Really?
Come on, man. You look like an Ultramarine.
As per the Codex, right? I'm sorry. Not happening.
You love Dorn, too. Like, you've got a sexual obsession with Dorn, I think.
I hate Dorn.
Hey,
like with a passion.
Hey, so real quick, guys, and it's kind of I just noticed Scattershot is in the chat, dude. So I don't know if y'all remember last week we offered a $100 voucher to Scattershot if you named all the Primarchs and all the first captains, and all you had to do was call our number and put that out there. But unfortunately, we didn't have anybody that got that right.
Y'all suck. I'm so disappointed in you guys. So disappointed. As a matter of fact, Yeah, disappointed. That's
so Chris Birch had to dumb it down for you guys because for starters, you clearly don't know how to Google things, or you're just too lazy to figure things out.
Yeah, it was like an open book test.
Yeah, like $100, you get your fucking like Praetor painted badass, like above studio levels. But anyway, so he actually dumbed down the question, and this week, if you can call into our number, that's 814-2-TFL-30K, all you have to do is answer, what was Scattershot's first completed commission? And he says it all the time on all of his webcast and podcast.
Can I call in? Shit. I mean,
right.
I'd like $100 Praetor painted. I'd like Praetor painted by Scattershot. Shit.
But Chris Birch, dude, he loves giving stuff away. Like straight up, loves giving stuff away. I can't plug this guy enough because he's so badass and awesome. For one, his painting, but for two, he's like willing to teach you to paint. Like if you are unsure of how to paint a certain color, he paints stuff all the time. So he will get you in on a hangout with him. If you go to we just started a new group in Facebook called Warhammer 40K 30K Live, where you can find people that are live streaming. He will go on there and he will teach you how to paint a certain color.
Yeah, it was badass. I went on there last night, and most of it was just bullshitting. But if you're bored and it's not a Wednesday night, just fucking hop on.
Nice. Good job. Did he tell you that he's gonna be walking around giving away shit at a Adepticon?
Yeah, he said he's gonna take basically a sack full of goodies, if you will.
I got a sack. I'm taking my sack too.
Yeah,
nobody wants those goodies.
He's giving away Primarchs, so he's gonna have a sack full of Primarchs that he's gonna be giving away, and he's also giving away an Atropos. Like,
I heard it was an Acheron. Is it Atropos?
Atropos. No, it's an Atropos. I just talked to him on the phone before I got on. It's a straight up Atropos.
I wasn't sure if that was going to be common knowledge, because now he might have this following of people just walking around like.
Well, the next one? you have to follow him on Twitter, and he will have a question. And he said these aren't going to be easy questions at all. He said they're going to be really hard, fluff related questions, and he'll be walking around. If you go up and you find him at Adepticon after he posts something on his Twitter, and you say the answer, hey, the answer is a Damocles, or it's gonna be something ridiculous. He will. I think the last day he's giving away the Atropos, and every other day he's giving away a Primarch, extra Primars he has.
Ridiculous.
That's titties.
Dude, that's he's his Twitter is xbrokenxfirex. So xbrokenxfirex. Dude, I'm gonna be on that fucking Twitter. Are you kidding me? Will give me an Atropos.
I don't know how to Twitter, man. You gotta teach me. Just give me.
I don't know how to twat.
Yeah, I don't want my phone clogging up with twats all over the place.
That's okay, dude. My phone's already clogged up from the fucking Messenger, Facebook Messenger, all day, every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
These boys, they're insatiable.
They gotta have it. They just can't name the freaking Primarchs of their first captains. I mean, shit.
Yeah, for real. Actually,
such a letdown.
So Tim, we had a conversation the other day, and it was part of our RFI, and I think Josh was kind of mad that we didn't bring it up on the webcast.
Oh yeah.
Because it was a pretty deep conversation that we had, and everybody had something to put in. And it was one of those things that, kind of like the whole Contemptor, Castaferum conversation. So, basically, we're trying to figure out what the, rank up is for Rhino drivers. How do you become a Rhino driver? Do you have to, I feel like you have to suck. The whole conversation, we're kind of we took it okay, well, 40K Rhino drivers are they get sent to Mars, they're the fuck ups, they're the bottom of the barrel, you barely get to we already paid for all your extra organs and shit, and we already harvested them, so we can't take them out, we can't, we're not gonna kill you, but you're not field ready.
You're not prime space marine material, you're You're not ranking up.
So they throw you out and they send you to Mars to go learn. That's in the 41st millennium. Like that's in 40K. Like now, let's bring it back. Like what's going on in 30K? Like are they just now learning that like fuck, dude, everybody needs a job.
That's a fucking massive like smoking gun too. Like with the chapters, is that there's only 1,000 Marines, but they've got like 100 Rhinos. So it's like a whole nother there's a whole nother company of dudes, just like 12th company who are, or 11th company or whatever, who are just all the Rhino drivers and like dudes who follow the rapiers around and shit like that, and like empty the bins and stuff. Because otherwise, like, who the fuck's driving all the Rhinos? Like, when a whole chapter goes to war, is it one of the 10th? Is it the 10th company or the 8th company or something? They're just like, you guys are on driving duty.
That's like our conversation. Like at one point where they like sitting there and they're like they have their clipboard and you're like training. It's like you're going first company. You're a good man, obviously. And then finally like and Bartholomew, you will drive the Rhino.
I imagine that in the Legions, it's just like all the dudes where Apothecary's gone, okay, the last thing is I just need to put this gene seed in, and he's got like picks it up with some tongs, and then he goes to walk across the room to like put them into the Marine, and then he just like stumbles and goes, whoa, and just drops a gene seed on the ground or some shit like that.
Rolls around.
Picks it up, with little dust over it. Yeah, you know when you drop a piece of bread that's got butter in it and it falls on your floor and it just comes up and you've got like crumbs and shit and like, fuck! 5-second rule. Yeah, and basically like the Apothecary is just like, do you guys have the 5-second rule over there, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
So if you drop something on the ground, you've got 5 seconds to eat it.
Bacterial weight.
Yeah. So I'm imagining that's what happens with the Apothecaries, right? They're just like, 5-second rule! Just grab the gene seed off the ground with a little shit on it, jam it in the person, just go, just get the clipboard out and just write, put him in the Rhino program, Rhino driving program, and like, if you start with like, is a Rhino the shittiest vehicle the Marines have? I guess.
No. See, and here's the thing.
We talked about this. Like we were talking about like what? Oh god, somebody's got the.
Oh, it's you. You have an echo.
Well, I hear the echo, but I'm not playing an echo. Okay. Anyway, so we're talking about like what would be like a worse position if you were a driver. Like Rhino, you seem pretty important because you gotta maneuver, you gotta get around battle, you gotta do all this stuff. But
trying not to get any speeding fines.
Yeah, you gotta watch out, and you're probably driving important people, so you're always being watched.
Yeah, all the most important people driving Rhinos, that's for sure.
Yeah, but like let's think about like the Legion Basilisks. Like you really aren't doing a whole bunch of driving. Like you're not getting a whole bunch of, and you're not manning the guns. Like you don't get to do both jobs. You gotta move. Like
you just gotta sit there, and just wait, just in case you have to redeploy. No. Do you know who does the least driving? It's the fucking Damocles guys, right?
We talked about that.
Turn the dish on. All right, just sit here for 9 hours and fucking do nothing. Like, But the
Damocles always gets it first. Like the Damocles takes it first. Like there's always a drop pod that drops in with Milta guns. And there he is, shit. He's like, oh shit, we thought the Kush job would be the Damocles, so what was brought up was like, okay, so the Praetor's son, Fred, Scott, blonde hair, blue eyes, you got the silver spoon. He's going to be the Damocles driver, which makes him kind of important, because he's in the command vehicle. But then you can't put Scott in the Damocles because the Damocles is always the first thing to go. It's like, oh shit, they got a Damocles on the field? Let's drop in a drop pod and Milta the shit out of that Damocles, So, I mean, you don't want to put, the Praetor's son.
It just depends if you want to rank like the worst like job as the most dangerous or just doing fuck all. Because there's a lot of jobs where you do fuck all. Like, on a rapier, how you have, like, the guy, like, you got the two crew, and, like, one of them's obviously guiding it, and the other dude's just standing there pointing, like, shoot at that thing over there! Like, anyone can fucking hear him. Like, that guy, he stands at the front, so he takes the first wound in the unit as well. Like, that guy's not doing fucking anything. He's just standing there. Like, anything they fire a laser destroyer at, it's not like he's going to go, oh, it's almost dead. I'll also fire my bolt pistol.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's
and
not...
that dude's standing around.
The best part of that conversation was like, Michael says, he goes, man, they didn't even glue my screen on, you know?
I don't even know how to drive this fucking thing. They don't teach you. They don't. How do you move this?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
They can't even have. Yeah, they mustn't even have full armor either. Because how do you get out of these little hatches? You can't. You're just locked in there. I don't know. I think the Legions probably have servitors, right? They don't have marine crew, do they?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the model, you know. I mean, shit.
They sure do.
Forge World got it wrong, right? Don't cut me off, Forge World.
Like,
I don't know. Well, in the there's a Gaunt's Ghost book where these 3 Deathwatch dudes deploy via Cestus assault ram, and that's just being piloted by like a servitor. They've just got cool servitors that do shit.
No.
Hold on. I think he's onto something here because, like, you can actually give, you know, like vehicles a Space Marine crew.
But do you remember? Look, hold on. Look, there is a. Remember that old Predator picture, like that was all cut open?
Yeah, from like the 90s.
Yeah, that's still canon. Come on now.
Yeah, that's 40K, mate. That's not 30K.
Oh, okay. They couldn't. Oh.
You get some grenadiers, get some militia grenadiers to drive.
Okay, well, let's talk about this then. Like something you can see the model on. Let's talk about land speeders. Like, how much does your Praetor have to hate you to put you in a paper coffin? Like, how like take out that tank. What? Like, in my tank? Do I get to drive a tank too to fight that tank? Because that's a fucking Spartan. No. Take this.
Yeah, it seems like, get in this land speeder. You've got a multi-melter. I want you to fly up to that wall-hand side, and I just want you to shoot it with a multi-melter. And you're like, whoa. Did you say Titan? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not going anywhere near that fucking thing. What do you think's the safest job there? I reckon the safest job is someone who operates the quad heavy boulders on the waist gun of a fire raptor. It's just like sit there and circle the battlefield, like don't have to do anything. They only have to shoot half the time. Like, you know, don't even have a Reaper autocannon battery. It's not upgraded. They just got the heavy boulders, so I can't hit most shit. Can't hurt most of the stuff. Just circle around while the guy shoots the miniguns at shit. He's just sitting around. He's not doing anything. Just sitting in the waist gun in the bull turret, just spinning around, going woo.
I'm really trying.
You know the fucking job when no one ever does anything is the Avenger Strike Fighter. It's got that it's got like a Stuka style cockpit, so you got the pilot who's actually flying the thing and shooting the guns. And then you got a secondary dude. Yeah, and all he's doing is holding a heavy stubber. And a heavy stubber can only fire at other aircraft. They're like, oh shit, man, there's a fucking Storm Eagle right behind us. Fucking shoot it with the stubber, why don't you? Okay, cool, yeah, man, I'm trying to do that.
It's not working. It's not fucking working.
Yeah, it's like some dude in a MiG, like, coming up behind, like, a tiger moth and just, like, having to jam on every single air brake and shit so you can go slow enough to follow it. And then some guy in the back just going like, oh yeah, it's some kind of jet thing, and just pulling out like a Luger and trying to like shoot the pilot. What's that?
What about the okay? Like we're going like shitty jobs. Like, what about the guys that are in the Shadow Sword manning the heavy flamers? Like they're just sitting there, just waiting. Like, oh, they're gonna get close enough.
That's just for lighting barbecues and shit. And after the battle's done, they've shot a Titan dead. Hey, quick, use these heavy flamers to burn all the brush away, so that like fucking I don't know. Yeah, you're right there. Who the fuck's firing that? Nobody.
No, my favorite part of the podcast was the guys that had to hump the quad mortars up to the 4th floor of the shitty ass broken building.
they had to go to battle a day early. Like they had to infiltrate up. Like they had to get dropped off, and like the battle's not even till tomorrow. But we got to get this fucking thing up to the 3rd floor. And I really hope that they're stairs, but I'm pretty sure there isn't going to be. So we're gonna have to break this down
Yeah, you're right. Like I always thought it'd be like the heavy weapons, teams within Legion, whatever they. I don't know if they've got Devastator company style arrangements, but I always imagined it'd be the heavy weapons specialist would be like, hey, you guys from Devastators, you go and drive these rapiers. But it makes sense that it'd be Legion Recon. They're just like, these guys have to sneak in, they have to get this fucking thing up in a lift, maybe. If there's no lift, they gotta disassemble it, take it up, reassemble it, like on the rooftop of this like shitty off shit shack. And yeah, those guys really have to do some stealth work there. Throw like a camo net over it so nobody notices.
And you know, like they've had like, whoa, with the, like you know they've had like some shitty jobs, like some really ramshackle ass buildings where they put it on the third floor and it fucking fell right through, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like you gotta call that in, like you gotta radio it in, like, hey, I know how you thought that putting these quad mortars on the third floor of this building facing the battlefield was going to be a good idea, but it's a shit pile. We're going to have to scrap this whole idea. And the Praetor's like, what? Yeah. No, make it work.
Yeah. We're not going to be able to shoot from the third floor now, but we're going to have a really good line of sight from the basement. So, yeah, like just imagine how much a Space Marine weighs, too. Like, going into some buildings, they'd just be like, okay, go upstairs, mate. And this guy who's like 7 foot tall, like weighs like fucking 3 ton or some shit, just goes, okay, cool. Just takes this first step, just crushes the step flat. Okay, second step, just crushes the second step, and then it just collapses the entire stairwell down like on top of him. And he's just like, for fuck's sake, what am I doing here? Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like
it's tough. Everything has to be like reinforced in the future. I always think about that. I think about like spaceships as well. Like who the fuck is building all these spaceships before Space Marines existed? That Space Marines could fit in that actually wouldn't have to bend over and shit everywhere. Like,
who the fuck are the architects making all this gothic ass shit like all over? Like, who are these like fantastic like architects that are like, no, we need more skulls. There's not enough skulls on the ship. Like,
dudes from Caravan.
Everything is just like beautiful like artificer, like just gorgeous ass walls inside the spaceships, like with like 500 skulls, and like it's like, oh, these 500 skulls are from the men who built the ship that we sacrificed for the christening. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why would you just keep using them? Like,
yeah, I think one of the few documents that survived from like our time is like a like some sort of book just filled with like H.R. Geiger art. And then they basically were like, well, this book must be really important, so you only want to survive from the 20th century. And they just decided to go full fucking, like, just insane mode at all times. They add some more skulls on there. Yeah, add some ribbing and shit. We need a whole skeletal torso on there as well. Like, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Can you put trusses? I need trusses. It's like, this is a bathroom. Why do we need trusses? Well, you need to raise the ceiling like 12 feet. It's like, it's a 10 foot.
Yeah, and cables too. Cables everywhere. Get some more cables in there. I want cables going in and out of holes for no reason. I want tons. I want cubes carrying stuff. I want fucking servitors in the background for no reason.
Put a ladder. I need a ladder right there. Going to nowhere.
It's culture, man. It's culture. Future culture. The best kind of culture. Future culture.
Well, like they built that during the dark age, like, of technology. Like, during the age of strife, they built like all that shit because that's what we're fighting now. Like 30K.
Yeah. They're too busy fighting off the Eldar, man. Yeah, culture. The Imperial culture is very interesting. I wish it was kind of more like like Rogue Trader, where the Marines are all like basically like based on the Marines from the second Alien movie. They were just like gung ho and shit, like just maniacs, just reading magazines and like wearing fuzzy slippers and shit. And they're like, put a strap on my armor and get my smart gun out. Well, it used to be in Rogue Trader, right? And then they kind of made it more like more fascist. Just add like
I like William King's Space Marines. Like, those are the one, like William King's Space Wolves. You know how you're like, basically these dudes are just like sniping people with their pistols, like moving at a blur and shit. Like those.
Yeah, they got little dispensers that just send like micro grenades just endlessly. Yeah. Like, I just got a billion grenades. Like Ragnar Blackman tries to fuck like a female Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are the Space Marines that you want to like look up to, not
Doggy
these.
Yeah. Yeah, those William King books are pretty crazy. Do you remember that, like, they one of those books, they go on, like, a Tyranid ship or something like that as well? And, like, one of them just, like, there's, like, Ragnar Blackmane and his, like, boyfriends, and then they go onto this, like, Tyranid ship for, like, an adventure, and, like, one of them gets sucked down, like, a giant, like, arsehole, like a sphincter on the wall, and it's just like, what's this?
It just sucks him in.
Yeah, and we never saw Snorri again.
He's just like, what the fuck is this? It's gone. He's just gone.
Yeah. Oh, have you guys seen those new Space Wolves, the Space Wolf sort of whips from, where was it, on the...
Forge World, the Forge World studio update? Bulletin. Yeah. Oh, I saw him.
Yeah, damn.
I just don't know why they... I just don't know why they, what do you call it? They put like them on the Mark IV. Like, why are you showing us what Calth Marines could look like with these like Mark III or Mark II fucking torsos? Like,
yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, some of those are a bit weird. Like, especially like there's lots of the legions where they only have like Mark II heads or Mark III heads or something like that, and then they've stuck them onto Calth Marines, like the Iron Hands upgrade kit. Like, it's all Mark III helmets stuck onto Mark IV bodies. That always sort of freaks me out.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. What are Space Wolves likely to have though? Mark IV or Mark II? I guess they probably just got a range like the other legions. But yeah, I don't know. I think Space Wolves do look good in Mark IV. You know how like each legion has its own sort of mark? What do you reckon? Mark II?
Mark III, man. Mark III is like my shit. Like, I think Space Wolves look great in Mark III. Like, they're all bulky with their like little head and like wolf pelts and everything. They look so good.
Yeah. That's
but
true.
The Space Wolves got the best shit. The Emperor was like, oh, my pet, my dog of war here. I'm gonna outfit him out with some good shit.
I just don't feel like they care, you know?
But, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the rich kid that gets all the cool shit, and then he just rags it out. He's like, oh yeah, it'd be real cool. I'll put like some like feces on here. It's like, oh cool, yeah, that's all right, yeah.
What the fuck Space Wolf books are you reading? Like,
yeah, where did you go to school, bro? That's fucking crazy.
Dude, the rich kids rub feces on themselves, like on their shit.
I'm telling you, man. Like, I know you're a cat person, Michael. I know you're a cat person. If you ever had a dog, that dog's rolling in shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what dogs do. They roll in shit. It's like, oh, I gotta mask my scent. Now, I'm on the battlefield. Lionel Johnson will never smell me coming if I rub shit all over myself. That's my take on the Space Wolves. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were speaking from like personal experience. You're like, yeah, when I was at school, there's all these rich kids who just smear shit on their like fucking expensive Reeboks and stuff. I went to serial killer junior high or something.
Yeah, I ball with shit on my foot.
Hey, look, these are $100. These are $100 fucking pumps. Rub this bird on them.
Yeah, like the podcast love me.
I could see Space Wolves like getting like brand new armor, and they'd be like, nah, this works. This is good armor. I like my Mark III. It's fucking That Mark IV looks gay. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I already got my pelts.
Well, remember the original background where they had like a full-on fucking B.A. Baracus style aversion to flying?
No. Wait. What
yeah, like up until like 1 or 2 codexes ago, Space Wolves had like they were basically like Mr. T. Like, I ain't going on no fucking plane. Like they didn't have jump pack.
They didn't help
skimmers. Yeah, but they didn't have jets either. That was one of the main things, right? Like they didn't have land speeders or something. Or maybe I'm just making that up. But yeah, they definitely didn't like any kind of flying. I remember that. But then they sort of just went, nah, forget about that. We'll just change the background. Don't worry about it. So yeah, they've got a history of just like being like little picky bitches about shit. So yeah, you can definitely imagine them just going like, nah, fucking Mark IV, that shit's too advanced. I'm into Mark II, man. Take all my wolf scales off and like reattach them. It's too much work, bro. I'm gonna go get drunk.
How do they attach that shit? I'm guessing rivets or something.
Hot glue. Same way we all do. Hot glue.
He'd be like,
Same way
hey,
fairy tale.
Hey, Ragnar, we're going into battle, man. Can you secure my my pelt? It's like sagging. You got any? Well, I got nothing here. Hold on, let me see. I might have some duct tape. Hold on.
Hey, I just got this. I just got this new armor, but I want to show off that I know how to kill shit. Could you hang my wolf pelt on my back? Ragnar's like, of course I can. Let me go get the red. Let me go get the red wax that we put that every other legion gets standard.
Yeah.
The hyper futuristic red wax that holds everything in place.
Yeah. Even in battle, like even like when they get hit by a flamer. I'll just pull this wolf tail off the AM radio aerial on my Rhino. I really want to attach it to my armor. It'll be interesting to see what they do with them, because apparently a lot of people are saying that that Space Wolves aren't going to be as sort of wolfy. They're not going to have capes made of fur and all that sort of thing.
I'll be happy about that. Because they went really far out. My buddy Derek that I've played Warhammer with in middle school and high school and all that, dude, he actually had almost 9,000 points worth of Space Wolves at one point.
Yeah.
It was this massive 40k Space Wolf army, and he for one, there was a terrible event where he left his army outside, in his case outside. It forgot to get loaded up in a car while we were going to a Houston event, and the guys left for Houston, and they didn't realize about a couple hours later that his case was not in the car, so it just went missing forever.
Oh shit!
8,000 points worth of Space Wolves. Man, I don't know where those went. It's a
fucking homeless person. Really, yeah, a homeless person probably just burned up to get warm. I've had one of our mates over here in Australia had probably 5,000. This is in the old days, version 3 or second ed or first ed or something. Second ed or third ed. And he had a massive army in his car, and he left it in his car. And it gets really hot over here, and everything melted. All the rhinos and shit. They had a Imperial Guard army, and all the Man Rosses and shit just sort of melted in. And it looked like they were fucking chaos tainted. A whole bunch of shit fucked up. And I've been terrified of that ever since. I'm always mindful about where my resin miniatures are, because resin will just fucking leave that just in the hot sun for 5 minutes, and shit will start drooping, that sort of thing.
Burst into flame.
And this is the same guy who had another army, and he had a crash while he was driving somewhere in Australia, and the car rolled, and his whole army got trashed too.
Wait, did he have a Steerix? Is this a dude with a Steerix?
No, this is years ago. This is
okay.
Something back in the 90s.
There's some guy online right now that just converted up a Steerix with these weird Doc Ock legs and stuff like that because he got in a car wreck.
Shit.
Yeah, small world.
For real.
Yeah. Oh, send me a link to that Dr. Ock Steerix too. That'd be interesting.
All right, it's pretty sweet.
Luckily, to be in a car wreck to fucking have to come up with that idea there.
I mean, at what point would you just be like, you know what? I'm gonna chop this Steerix up.
Yeah. No, it's ultra fucked now. Yeah, exactly.
may as well.
So I got 10 Rampagers done, and I got the Death Blossom set up for my Leviathan. So progress, man, progress.
Hey, yeah, I was hoping you'd ask.
What?
He asked what a Death Blossom was.
Oh, the Death Blossom. Okay, hold on. Here it is.
Hold on. Let me get this through real quick. I wanna. Do you remember a movie called The Last Starfighter?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it though.
Okay, so The Last Starfighter was a movie back in the 80s, right? And they have the basically to sum up this legion of warriors that protect the frontier, named Starfighters, are protecting it from Zul and the Kodan Armada. Okay, so are you talking?
There he is.
Okay.
Zur. It's not Zur.
So
Zur.
Zur, and that's Zur in the Korean Armada, right? It's been a long time, okay? But anyway, so they pilot these spacecraft to fight the Korean Armada, and the whole, all except for one space shuttle, gets blown up in a raid against the Star League. So this Earth pilot gets sucked up, gets recruited to fight, and there's only one ship left. Well, at the end of the movie, what? You want to tell the story?
You're just giving them
It's massively simplified. Like you're just ruining the story for everyone.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't you elaborate?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. One ship versus an armada, and he doesn't realize it till the very end. He's like, "What the fuck? There's like thousands of ships. How am I gonna fucking do this?" And there's like this one like last ditch effort move that this ship has, and it's like a button, and like he's going through his training, and he's like, "No, don't fucking touch that button. It's fucking Death Blossom." And it's like, if somebody told you something's a fucking Death Blossom, you're gonna want to fucking touch the button. But it's like, no, don't touch the button. It's really badass, but it's only badass at short fucking range, and so it only works when like shit's like real close to you, and like, so this kid's like, all right, I won't touch the button. Oh, you want to play it? Are you ready? Are you queued up, Mike?
Yeah, I'm queued up, dude. Like, he can see it on my screen and everything.
Okay, can you see it, Tim?
Hold on. Yes.
Prepare to be amazed by the awesome graphics way before its time. It's almost on Robot Jock's level.
Play that.
Oh, he's pressing something. Oh, what are you doing?
He's killing all the other ships.
Yeah, it goes like
pod racing.
Yeah.
It basically just like spins on an axis and just like drops its full load like all in their face and chests. Like they can't.
He's just like I. For some reason, I'm dizzy, even though there's no gravity.
He has to shake it off, man. The gimbal in his fucking thing is not activated right. But he fucking takes out the whole armada, and they're all just like flying around, just eating it up, just sucking down the Death Blossom. So it's basically just.
What's that on a Leviathan there, like?
Okay, so we've coined the term Death Blossom for the Leviathan that's got the two storm cannons.
Ah, holy shit!
So a Leviathan with two storm cannons launching out 12 shots.
Yeah.
You figure you can glance out anything with this, with the Leviathan setup. Now at first, everyone looks at the Grav Bombard as like the heavy power hitter for the Leviathan, but everyone's like, who's going to take the storm cannon setup? And when you run the numbers, the storm cannon setup is pretty freaking deadly.
It's a Sunder, man.
The Sunder, I mean, so.
Oh, it's got Sunder? Okay, yeah.
Straight
you
7
can't
Sunder.
hurt something like you can't hurt something like a Land Raider, but you can just fucking charge a Land Raider, right? Because you've got D3 Strength 8 impacts,
right,
and then you've got Strength 8 attacks as well. But in the meantime, you can just be shooting the shit out of people with that.
Well, you drop it into a pod.
You drop pod, you drop pod behind a knight and light the son of a bitch up with the Death Blossom, right?
Yeah.
Similar to similar to the display, the 1980s display that you just witnessed of the Death Blossom, So we coined the term Death Blossom.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So it's 12 shots, hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s against basic Marines, and it's AP3, right? So just if you catch a 20-man unit in the open, just like take half of those dudes off, and then and also I've also got some fussbacks. And you can dump that as well.
Yep.
And you can go way to fire. What are you doing with the chest guns? Are they going to be the Calivers or?
Yeah, I got the Volkites in there.
Yeah. They're also strength 6. You can hurt knights as well, even with those. So.
Yeah. So you talk about like things that it could possibly kill. Imagine a Legion squadron, like artillery squadron of Medusas, like 12 shots, rear armor. You wiped out that entire squadron with just like unloaded. So like basically like we were in this like big argument online on what is the best way to take a Leviathan Dreadnought, and of course like everybody's saying you take it with its drill or like and people were like it'll get the it'll get the it has better initiative than a knight, so it'll kill a knight before the knight gets to attack. And it's like, well, yeah, but like everybody knows that. Like everybody knows, like if I have an Acheron or an Atropos, don't charge the fucking Leviathan because you'll be sending it to its death. Like, and if you think that you're gonna get a charge off on a knight, well, you're fucking wrong. Like, it's moving 12 inches and possibly running 3d6 fucking away from your ass. Like, you're not. And so we had this. Good.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say one of the last Act of Heresy, which was down in Canberra earlier this year. I was playing against James, who has like this Imperial Guard army, and he had a Leviathan as well. And he had the two claws, so the Snippy Claw and the Murder Drill. And I had my Atropos. I shot it like a Typhon and blew it up, and then I also shot the Singularity gun against the Leviathan, and I immobilized it.
Oh,
like, fuck yeah, immobilized, suck a dick. But then for some reason, when it came to the assault phase, I was just like, fuck you, just ran in. And because I was like, oh man, it's only initiative 4 if it's not charging. It's fucked. They'll have to fight me simultaneously. So I charged in, like, fucking big mistake, man. Like, I think it did 5 hull points. Just like I charged it. We struck simultaneously. I just annihilated it with the las cutter, like the D attacks on the las cutter, obviously. But yeah, it did fucking 5 hull points to me and just left the Atropos on one hull point. So I totally fucked up. I don't know why I did it. I just one of those fucking shit.
I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to fucking fuck it up.
Yeah. Shoot out of it. And then so I killed the Leviathan. I was sitting there on one hull point, and then James had like a glaive, and he was just like, "Party's over." Just drove that around the corner.
Did he say party's over? Because I'd have totally a lot of respect for him if he said some one-liner like that, like suck on this.
Yeah, he might have. I always love that. Surprise, dickhead! Surprise, cockbags! Just it's always fucking funny. It's always funny when someone's standing in the open after they've killed a unit, and you've got some vehicle or something, and you can just pop out from behind a corner and just be like, surprise! Just totally fucking them. But that's basically what he did. Like D3. Haywire hit, suck a dick sort of thing. But yeah, like I just thought it was funny because you were saying like, oh, you're never gonna fucking get charged, like, but yeah, I totally did that. But yeah, fuck man, how harsh are Leviathans? Like, ugh.
I've only seen them die first turn.
Yeah.
Oh really? Oh man.
Well, except for Death Blossom.
Yeah. Just that Phosphex launcher is insane. Their weapons are insane. Like the Murder Drill is particularly crazy because it's like strength 10 AP2 with armor bane. So it's just like, well, anything I hit's fucked. You get the initiative 5 is awesome. So you can if you do get to charge a knight for some reason, like if you've locked the knight down with some fearless infantry or something, and it's just sort of standing there. Holy fuck! Like if that thing charges in, it's going before all other knights. And D3 just strength 8 impact straight up, so you can do some damage there. And then that Murder Drill or the Snippy Claw, it doesn't matter, strength 10 AP2, like, fuck. Savage as hell. Like, they were really, like, just so hard to do. And like you were saying with the Grav Bombard, that's so good for Zone Mortalis, because it's like ignores cover, it's ballistics 5, like, you could take a strength check on 2d6, it's fucking insane. Someone in the chat saying, isn't the initiative 5 only on the charge? And that is correct. Only, yeah. So I charged it with my Atropos, which is initiative 4, and I had to go simultaneously. But if it had charged me, yeah, it would have gone before, done the impacts, done a bunch of punching. Like, they're fucking tough as hell. I really like them. I feel like they are... Remember in version 2 how good Dreadnoughts were? Like in second ed?
Yeah.
Twin Linked Heavy Bolter was just total madness. It was like 4... No, it's like 4 or 6 sustained fire dice or something worth of shots or something like that. You could just massacre a whole marine unit, and they were tough as shit too. They used to be weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 7, so they'd almost always win combat. They were just tough as fuck. And I feel like that's basically like the spirit of the version 2 shoebox piece of shit Dreadnought. I feel like that's been reanimated. I feel like they've reanimated it as the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Leviathan's what a Dreadnought should be. Like, it's just a big fucking burl. It's just a big bear.
Did you ever see? It was an old like kung fu movie called Ridiculous Ricky.
No.
All right, I'm gonna send it to you. Watch it. No, it's a kung fu movie. But like,
okay.
I imagine like basically this dude, he's like this. It's a stupid kung fu movie, and this guy just like punches through people's heads and stuff like that. Like that's how I imagine the Leviathan. Like a knight walks up to him and he just like punches his leg off and just like and it's just gone. Like what the fuck? Like how's it so strong?
Yeah, exactly. It's wonderful. Can't be denied. Yeah, there's some good background for those in Retribution, the latest book. There's a couple of color panels. There's a good Night Lords one. It's like a Terran survivor guy who just gets put in a. I think the Night Lords capture this Leviathan, like an Ultramarines Leviathan, and just tear the pile out and throw him on the ground, and then just go like, "Yeah, we're putting Steve in here now. Sorry, bro. Sorry, Cassius."
I just
the
there like,
save me.
Yeah,
save my
like
cheesy.
it's exactly like in RoboCop 2, where he just goes like, "You're coming with me, Kane," and then he pulls that dude off the roof, and then they fall on the ground, and then he pulls the brain out and just goes like, pulls that brain out by all the nervous system, and he just like fucking dashes on the ground. I imagine that's what some Night Lords do. Maybe it's what were we even talking about? Dreadnoughts, yeah. Oh, and there's a really good color plate for like an a Iron Hands Dread too, which is this guy who used to be like the siege master of the Iron Hands, and they basically like he gets I don't know the bottom half of his body crushed by a fucking mastodon or whatever, and so they stick him into the Leviathan, and they're like, oh man, we just had the biggest brainwave. This guy's like a really awesome siege guy, so we'll put him in the siege Dreadnought. It's gonna be awesome. And they put him in the Leviathan, but the Leviathan's it's because it's like so strenuous piloting it. They're basically like, so what are we gonna do about this castle, man? And he just immediately just goes like, I'll deal with this, and just runs forward like.
Oh, he goes ape shit. Yeah, I remember.
yeah, just loses his mind. Fucking Leviathans are so cool. Like they're so hard to deal with. They're really, really tough, which I really like. But man, I'm not sure if I've ever seen one sitting next to one of those like what are they called? Castafarium?
Castafarium.
I just call them shoebox dreads. Yeah.
Shoebox. It's a huge size difference. Actually, I sent off a. Remember how we were talking like in the podcast we were talking about like how Cassie and Draco got put in a Castafarium.
Yeah. Was that the only thing we had? Yeah.
So I sent off to an artist to basically have this scroll that said, if I fail my duty, like fighting for the Emperor, and it's like a space, and I made them write in cursive and red, and it says like Cassie and Draco, like promise that I will fight for the Emperor, and then it says like if I were to fall in battle and prove worthy, I would like to be put in. And it says Contemptor, Leviathan, Daredeo, and they all say out of stock. And, and it says Castafarium, and it says like 10,000 available. Like, and like he just like check marks it, and it just says at the bottom it says like his signature. And like I told him to put like a little dragon head at the end of Draco. Like,
should say like on sale, buy now.
I put Cortez. I said
two for one special.
So that's gonna be a great shirt.
That's gonna be a fucking great shirt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's paint water. What are you doing?
It's such shitty little dreads, those shoebox ones. I guess if I've played against them a few times where they haven't been too bad. Like you can give them a chain fist and with a heavy flamer, and then what's it called, the flamestorm cannon, which is pretty decent, especially in Zone Mortalis. Like it's pretty deadly. But yeah, they just look shitty. And they don't have knees. Like what?
No knees, no thumbs. Like they're just,
Yeah. So when I saw the Contemptor for the first time, I was just like, yes, finally someone gets it.
And they made
fucking knees to work. Yeah.
They made it a point to like have him have gluable knees. Like they wanted to show him off. Like if you want different knees, you can put different knees on there. That's fine. Like we gave you two different types. But yeah,
birds have like backwards legs, and even they have knees. Like you gotta have fucking knees, for fuck's sake. Like otherwise, it's just like it doesn't make it'd have to drag its feet like its feet are in shackles, like like a convict or something. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Do you remember the Dawn of War dread, like at the beginning of the first Dawn of War? It's like
I'm picking the dude and just like yeah.
Like that Dreadnought had good.
Like that Eldar couldn't hear him coming. It crashes through the wall and it's like grabs the Howling Banshee and like You know,
You're
it's
thinking of Dawn of War 2. That's Dawn of War 2. Dawn of War 1, they had a less agile Dread than Dawn of War 2. Like,
Yeah.
that's when he fires up the assault cannon, right? He fires up the assault cannon and starts mowing down orcs.
yeah. Actually, fun fact about the Dawn of War 1 opening, for anybody listening right now, Dawn of War 1 opening, no matter what music you put it to, like you just turn down the volume on the Dawn of War 1 opening and put it to any music, and it's gonna sync up. Like me and my friend Sam, the one that's in the chat, we did this for hours. I swear, like every song that you could possibly, like techno, we put it to like just like metal, everything you could possibly throw at it, it's gonna sync up every time. 60% of the time, every time.
What about like Enya or something like that? Does it work?
Yeah. Oh, it works better with Enya. Like with Moby, you put some Moby up with it. Like, why would you watch anything else?
Yeah.
Dude, I could watch orcs getting mowed down to Enya.
Yeah, don't waste your time watching that. Just go and watch The Edge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, The Edge.
Hey, you should watch that video I sent you, Tim. That's exactly what a Leviathan Dreadnought does to a knight. Like it's obviously way bigger than it, but it somehow packs a punch. I don't know where it gets the power to pack said punch, but it does.
Yeah. Just technology, man.
Death Blossom for the win.
So man, we are.
It is kind of cool that they've got that there is a Dreadnought, like a Space Marine walker that can just like punch on with a fucking knight. Just like, oh, you brought some knights? That's nice. We've got our own thing that's almost a knight. It's just more compact. It's got all the power of a knight, but just shrunken into just a total murderer machine. Yeah.
There was just some tech priest in there, like when he was like the Leviathan was being thought of. He's like, you know what sucks? Knights, fighting knights.
Yeah.
That sucks. How do we take care of that?
It also sucks. Castaferum Dreadnoughts, the shit. So
they're garbage.
We're not moving enough of these. Like there must be some massive hangar on Mars just filled with Castaferum Dreadnoughts from when as soon as the Contemptor fucking came along, they were like, wow. No one's asking for the Castaferum anymore. I didn't know what's going on. I need to have a marketing campaign. That's what Dawn of War. That's the only way they could sell some.
I'm telling you, man. There's a cool kid table where the Castaferums go, or a not cool kid table, and the Contemptors are like the jocks.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what else they bring out. And I mean, this is exactly the thing that, like we were talking about before with 30K and 40K, is that 30K is bringing out new shit like the Leviathan and stuff. That's a completely new thing that just suddenly sort of came out of nowhere, and it's fucking awesome. Whereas in 40K, it's the only new shit that they ever bring out. There's never any new Imperial shit. It's always, except for the Space Wolves and their freeze rays and all that sort of shit. But it seems to be some new Tau thing or some new Necron thing or whatever. Some new Elder thing like the Wraith Knight.
I'm telling you, there's it seems like even if they do get the cool stuff that we get, we can take cool shit in droves, and but Leviathans to them are relics, and Contemptors are relics, Derrideos are relics. So you can only take one or whatever. We just get all the cool shit.
So are they basically saying they got replaced due to cost? No, well, we can only pump out these Castaferums because they're just cost effective. We can assembly line them better. Is that
the vast stocks on Mars from when people stopped buying them?
Yeah, they're still pulling from the original stocks. During the heresy. There's still some low hours fucking Castaferums out there.
Yeah.
This thing's never been. This thing's got 5 miles on the odometer. Nobody's ever taken this bitch.
Got that new Dreadnought smell, son.
It's only had a pilot die in there 3 times.
This is the Ford Castaferum Falcon.
Dude, I'm so sure there's Castaferum has to be for one, if you have to do something amazing to become a Dreadnought, then and Castaferum is the first the first niche that you get. Like, I wonder what you got to do to get inside of a fucking Contemptor, like a nice ass Contemptor. Like, what do you have to do in battle to get there? Like, it's like, oh, you're pretty good. Like, yeah, you fucking killed that Praetor. We asked you to. We're gonna put you in a Castaferum. Good job. It's
yeah,
like,
you have to be on the VIP list or something. I think like you have to. I don't know. It's tough. Maybe they draw straws or something like that, or maybe they.
you gotta have.
Yeah, it's never really explained. Is there any part in a book where they're kind of like, okay, so we know that you asked for a Contemptor, but we've also got a Leviathan here, and then we've got tons of fucking Castaferums. They're fucking everywhere.
But you're too good for that.
Yeah, it's never addressed. They need to address that. Forge World, get onto that. I know you're listening.
We got
Black
dibs,
Library.
we got dibs on that. I think Chris pretty secured the dibs on the backstory for the
Rhino.
Dreadnought. That's right. It was that. It was the Rhino, not the Dreadnought. Yeah, we're gonna secure dibs for that too.
The fucking Rhino, man. The backstory of the Rhino pilot, and now we need the backstory of like.
Holy shit! Do you think there's ever been a Rhino pilot who was so gallant that he crashed his Rhino and died or something? Someone shot it with a las cannon or just rapid fired a bolt gun into the back of it, and he got put into a Dreadnought.
Right?
That's how
the cross story. The cross story. There it is.
The greatest Rhino pilot of all time.
It's like, man, that Rhino pilot, he fucking was dumb, but he had heart.
Yeah.
He had fucking heart.
I once drove a Rhino full of mail for the Emperor during the Unification Wars.
Oh my god, that Rhino pilot had heart. He had heart. He's going in a Dreadnought.
He's got heart. He's got spunk. I like him.
So that's it. That's all the dead land speeder pilots that killed fucking knights, but then got like completely iced afterwards. They're the ones filling up Castaferum Dreadnoughts. We figured it out. I knew we did it, Dylan. I know we figured it out.
Yeah, those land speeders must have like night vision or something built into their helmets because they don't have like they don't have like lamps on them. They couldn't drive at night. Just fly into cobwebs and all sorts of shit.
Just getting spiders all in their fucking helmet and shit. Like, take their shit off. Ugh. What the
spiders
fuck
all over my mask. Yeah. I wonder if there's going to be some. I reckon what they did right is everyone from the Unification Wars onwards, they go into a list, and then basically like starting with so it's like a donor, like the organ donor list. Basically, like if you like, there's a whole bunch of Dreadnoughts, and there's a whole list of people, and basically like if there's a battle and 20 people are badly injured but don't die, then they rank you according to that list, and then the top people get like go into like a fucking like a Contemptor or a Leviathan or Derridae is a pretty cushy job.
Yeah,
and then once they fill out all the Castaferums, and then they've got any more just like half dead guys left over, they're like, we're gonna put you in the waiting list. And then basically they just put you down one end of the ship in some room where they can't hear you screaming as you die, and then just get on with business.
They just close the door. And, and you're just sitting there, like, that like there's some like poor legionnaire that was just sitting there like, oh, I can't wait. I'm just gonna take a quick nap. I'm gonna wake up in a Dreadnought. I'm just gonna. And there's like he wakes up and there's an apothecary. He's like taking his gene seed. I was like, oh, you're still fucking alive? Oh, oh shit. This is awkward.
I remember reading a story like in one of those Inferno. Remember Inferno comic or whatever? Inferno. Oh, was it Inferno?
Oh,
it was one. It was like it was a whole bunch of short stories. Might have been Inferno.
Yeah, I know you're
magazine.
Yeah, it's like a little pamphlet magazine, like not big.
Yeah, and it had a whole bunch of short stories, and sometimes it'd have comics or whatever. And one of those had like a story where it was this White Scars guy who was infiltrating Huron Blackheart's operation in the Maelstrom or some shit like that. And the way that Huron Blackheart dealt with him was like he captured this guy and he made him beg for his life, and then he figured out that the guy was trying to infiltrate him, and because this guy had sort of like surrendered and was trying to go double agent, and Huron Blackheart was just like, oh, I've got something better for you than death, and he basically got the guy and then had him put into a like Dreadnought sarcophagus, like not with the body and everything, but just the sarcophagus. And the way they made it sound like is that they've got like tons of the sarcophaguses, but they've only got a certain number of bodies. So that implies that there's just like some area on these ships where it's just like 50 fucking sarcophaguses with like half dead dudes in there just going, come on, let me fucking play, come on. and then they've only got like 10 dreadnoughts or something like that. So they just basically just like walk around and go, is anyone awake? Anyone want to go on a mission?
So like you're thinking there could be like a program where like they slide you in, like they slot you in like a fucking Game Boy cartridge, and like Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, like Soundwave from the Transformers, how he has like the little pterodactyl cassette.
Yeah.
Just ejects him. Yeah, that's basically what they do. But
it was Laserbeak. Laserbeak.
Yeah, Laserbeak. Prowl, was it? Who's
Prowl.
the cat?
Rumble had Rumble took out like all of the Autobots like at one time, like all the time, just like they were all walking, and he would just cause an earthquake and defeat them single-handedly, and he's just a fucking tape that goes in sound waves. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, why can't we just go with Rumble all the time?
Dude, that's pretty smart, dude. Like, it's like, dude, you kicked ass as a Castaferum. I can't wait to see how good you are gonna be as a Contemptor. Well, let's get you out of that.
Press the check. Rewind. Press the check. Take it out. Stick him in the Leviathan. It's too much for you, man. Yeah. Talking Transformers, have you guys ever watched any of those, like, it's called Dr. Smoove, Smoov, where he, like, the guy, it's basically like the old 80s Transformers cartoon, but this dude does, like, he, like, does voiceovers, and he does all the characters' voices, but they all say insane shit. Have you seen any of that?
That's so awesome.
Oh, dude, I'll send you a link to it, it's so fucking good. It's basically, like, there's one episode where it's called like The Awakening of Optimus Prime, and it's set up. You know the movie where he dies and then Hot Rod takes over, and then like this is like the cartoon, but it's set after the movie, and they use some like time machine or whatever the fuck to bring like Optimus Prime back to life, and he's just like, the fuck, you run this entire operation into the ground, Hot Rod, where are you? And Hot Rod comes out and he's like, give me the matrix of leadership immediately. And just grabs at him. He's like, you fucked everything up here, Hot Rod. And Hot Rod's like, oh, I'm sorry, Prime. I didn't mean it, man. I'm sorry. Optimus, shut the fuck up. Like, it's so good. Like, and then he's just like, who are these? And then he goes like, okay, we got to. And they're like, oh, we brought you back to life because you got to stop the Decepticons. And he's like, all right, cool. And then he just goes like, he says like, Ironhide, such and such, let's go and roll out. And they're like, oh, no, they didn't make it, man. They're all dead. Like, we've got a new crew now. And he's just like, this is, blah, 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 and all these new names. And then he's just like, okay, well, I'm going to call you Shitpiece. Or something like that. And that's where fucking Bumblebee is like turned into some new Transformer called Goldbug. And he's like, whoa, Bumblebee, I didn't recognize you. And he's like, yeah, my name's Goldbug now. I've like gone totally, I feel like a brand new Autobot. And then this old one is just like, oh, I wish I felt like a brand new Autobot. I feel like a piece of shit. And then Optimus Prime's like, yeah, well, you shall be known as Shitpiece from now on. And he's like, Shitpiece, Goldbug, roll out. Like, it's so fucking good, man. It's so good. Give me that matrix of leadership immediately. You run this entire operation into the ground. The only good, what does he say? The only good operational decision you made was to bring me back to life. Like, it's so fucking great.
Oh, he fucks them up.
Yeah, there's one where that little like wheelchair kid is trying to like say shit, and they're just like, "Fuck, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about Cybertron law, do you, Chip?" Like, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't fucking think so. You better shut the fuck up, or we'll throw you right in the middle of that Autobot fight that's going on right there. Like, it's fucking. I'll send you guys links to it, but yeah, look it up. It's just called Dr. Smoove, like Smoov, on YouTube. They're all there. It's one of the greatest like fucking gifts to humanity ever given by man.
That reminds me of that X-Men dub over with like the Juggernaut. And
yeah, the Juggernaut, bitch. Yeah, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That actually made it into that movie. Yeah, made it into number. Yeah, it's basically exactly like that. Yeah, like get out of my head, Charles. Like all that shit.
Get out of my head, Charles. I'm the Juggernaut.
Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? Stupid bitch, you don't know who I am. Yeah. I can't believe that actually made it into like the third or whatever X-Men movie. Yeah.
It's so good.
It tells that little whatever her name is, Battle Cat or whatever. Shadow Cat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, guys, we're over our 2 hours by quite a bit. We're actually
Yeah. All right.
we're like right on 3 hours, which is cool. Like I'm totally down for that, but I think we
Oh,
got.
you should do the list. You can do the list
What list?
before we go. List
Oh,
of
we
guys.
pissed off the list. We pissed off the list.
You got Barth's list. Barth
Oh,
Bogle.
Bart's list.
Oh yeah.
You can do it next time, I guess. Like.
Yeah. Well, I think that might be his Adepticon list. He's supposed to be there.
Boom,
So
boom.
we have to, man. We have to.
It's massive. He's got like 3 parts. It's like a 6,000 word essay.
Damn you, Tim. Damn you. You ruined it for me.
You motherfucker! I'll never listen to your podcast.
Hey, Tim, don't forget to. Did you want to talk about Soldier On?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know what the best way to share a link is. Can we put it in the chat or something like that?
Here, you know what? I'll go to the site for Soldier. Or actually, Ty's running that, right? Is that how?
No, it's being run by the MKA studios. You know, like Matt Kane and Andy Wardle, those pro painter dudes from England.
Yeah.
Those guys are coming out here to do some of their courses. So they run like sort of multi-day courses on how to be like an airbrush god, basically. So they run them in the UK, and I mean, you know, if you guys start talking to them and you get enough people together, I'm sure they wouldn't mind coming out to America. So basically, they run them in the UK, and they've got a bunch of students as well who go to them, and then they become pro painters. Because it's kind of like it's like an old style like kung fu movie. That's how I see it. And like basically, you learn all this. You go to the top of like a fucking. It's like in in Kill Bill 2, how she goes to the top of the pyramid in the fucking jungle, and like the old man with the mustache like teaches her how to fight and like snatch eyeballs out of people and shit. That's basically what these guys do. They're just like super high level pro painters. They've got a whole bunch of students as well who've gone through all their classes, and these guys are coming out to Australia to do two-day courses. One of them is on painting infantry, and one of them is on painting vehicles. And they go through the whole thing with the airbrush, so you can basically have never used an airbrush before, turn up, and they'll take you through it. Because a lot of like airbrushing is like basically like confidence, I find. Just being you pick up an airbrush and you got paints and shit, and you're like, oh, fuck, what do I do now? Do I mix them with water? Like, what do I spit in it? I don't know what I'm doing. But these guys, like, they give you basically take you through it all, show you how to operate, how to strip and assemble it. I'm sure they're going to do the thing where they blindfold everyone and you have to strip and assemble your airbrush. Yeah, like this is my airbrush. This is my gun. One's for spraying paint. One's for spraying. Oh fuck! It was
For fun. Dude, that rhymes. That totally works.
I need to make a shot with that on it. But yeah, these guys are awesome, and so they're coming out. They're running these courses as well. Like, so basically, they're gonna pay for themselves. They'll take some money out to pay for them to actually come over here. But they're going to all the profits from that are going to go to charity. And then also on top of that, they've had this awesome idea, which is to raffle off a really fucking sick army, which they decided we had a vote, and we decided to be Alpha Legion. So they've got this massive Alpha Legion army. There's tons of infantry. It comes with Dreadnought. It comes with Rhinos. Like, you can see the pictures flicking over in the chat, hopefully.
Can you see on mine right now? Can you see like?
Yeah, there's a Spartan up on the screen. Terminators, there's like 10 Cataphracti.
Okay, cool.
You've got Dreadnought and a full command squad. They're all tooled out. There's a Typhon. There's a Dreadnought, full Dreadnought Talon, Laser Destroyer, Vindicator. Tons of infantry. Like, yeah, it looks fucking sick, and it's painted like by these king shit painters. It comes with a signed copy of the Seventh Serpent, which is like it was just like an Alpha Legion sort of novella, I think it is, like a secret sort of limited edition novella, I guess. So they're having a raffle, like a draw, and all of the money from that as well is also going to Soldier On. And Soldier On is a charity that we've got over here, which helps support people who've been to war, that sort of thing. So the returned veterans. And helps them sort of, get back on their feet, or if they're having problems, or helps them out in any way they can, basically. And they're obviously a really good organization. So the raffle, there's a link, if you go to the Horus Podcast Facebook page, there's a link on there pinned at the top. I hope if you guys can put a link to that on your Facebook or something as well, that'd be great. And you can go there. I think tickets are $10, and they're $10 Australian too. So it's $10 Australian is only like $7 American. So buy a few tickets there, and if you win, holy fuck, you get like this totally sick army, and you can look at all the pictures there. That's fucking incredible. I can just imagine if you won that, like you just show up your next event, like, do you bring your Sons of Horus? Yeah, I'm bringing my Sons of Horus, man, don't worry. And then you show up with a fucking totally fucking pimped like Alpha Legion army and start rocking people. It's gonna be so good. So yeah, definitely check that. It's for a good cause, and you can win a fucking sick army. So basically, it's like a donation to the charity with a chance of also winning like a super sick army. So if anyone can give a few dollars, that would be awesome. I'm gonna definitely be buying a few tickets. Hope I'll win it, and then I'll have a Space Marine army for the first time since 2003 or something like that, I guess.
My goodness.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, there's people in the chat saying like, this army is fucking gorgeous. Yeah. So and definitely, yeah, if you can have a chat to Matt Kane, he's an awesome dude. Matt Kane and Andy Wardle are both awesome dudes, and they're both guys that won at the Weekender, which was just recently. They won a bunch of awards, and Andy Wardle actually won the Slayer Sword for like a super shit hot Ultramarine Spellblade, which I think everyone in the world's seen that. It's fucking incredible. So definitely hit that up. Those guys are good. And I mean, if you guys have a chat to them, maybe you'd be interested in coming out to America and doing something like that for you guys as well, doing the painting studios. You can get enough people together. I think there's about 40 people in each day, in each class. And some people are just doing one or the other, but most of the people are doing all 4 days. So, I mean, yeah, just imagine what that's going to do to the scene over here too. Like, fucking suddenly there's going to be like 40 people who are like super shit hot level painters and have the confidence to pull shit like that off. It's going to be like crazy, because the one thing Australia needs is more 30K.
That's right.
And then we're gonna look like shit. Like we're gonna have all these like I've seen some of the stuff that y'all pop out on y'all's fucking pictures, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, like I can't even get to that level. Like, and now y'all are all gonna be like these pro fucking painters. They're like, that's the tabletop standard in Australia. So
yeah, it's crazy. Everyone's got super bespoke armies, like super high level. Yeah, it's gonna be great. So definitely looking forward to that. It's gonna be like, I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what the events in. Yeah, because this is happening in April, so it's happening relatively soon. So April, May, June, July, August. I can't wait to see what happens in events. July, August. That's the thing. Once people have gone to the course, learn how to do all the sort of high-level technical painting and all the airbrushing, even just learning like the basic techniques, like just puts you fucking way ahead of the game. Being able to do the shading and everything with the airbrush rather than having to do brushing and like all the mixing and shit. But yeah, within 3 months after people have sort of learned all that stuff and then started painting new armies, man, it's gonna be fucking great. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see it.
It's gonna be next level.
Yeah, next level. We're always looking for next level. And fully painted for closers, so definitely become a fucking mega closer after doing one of those. Yeah. Well, that's all from me.
I'm glad that I got plugged. Like that sounds like a badass little raffle there for a great cause.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so it already raised a bunch of money. And I mean, so Ty from WW40K on YouTube, you've probably seen his battle reports.
Yeah, I'm a patron.
Yeah, Ty's awesome, and he runs a couple of events a year, and all the money and proceeds from those go to Soldier On as well. So definitely, like, there's a lot of 30K over here, and there's also a lot of like charity sort of going on as well, which is good. Good to see. We're not all just pricks hanging out playing games and wiping our ass on the flag and stuff. Yeah.
What's it like talking to Ty? Like, I mean, I've seen his battle reps, and he's just like non-stop. Like, that guy just goes on his...
you don't talk. You don't do any talking.
Yeah. He talks for you and, like, has a whole conversation for you.
Yeah. No, he's a good dude. Yeah, he's got a good... feel like a classic Australian sort of. He's like a classic Australian sort of dude. He used to always wear the over in Australia, like like a singlet, like what do you guys call them, like wife beaters, like a white singlet? In Australia, we used to have blue ones, like navy blue ones, that everyone called like a shearer's singlet. He used to always wear one of those, and like fucking it's great. But no, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. Yes, actually, Michael was the best man at his wedding, so we're pretty close in with Ty. Nice. And I've been on a couple of those videos too. I think there's 2 of them maybe where I was on there. I think Cecil and I were on the latest one. The latest one that we were on would have been September or something last year, and we got our shit pushed in by I think it was Angron and Nighthorner at the same time, just like simultaneous fucking, just like fuck you, suck a dick. We had 0 Primark, so
my list that I'm taking to Adepticon killed Angron and Curse. And that's all it's good for.
In the same game.
in the same game. Yeah. Killing Primark.
You got lots of ignores cover shit, or?
Yeah, that helped against the Curse. Curse and his fucking death squad, his fucking bike death squad.
Oh, he's with a bike team.
Yeah, that was fucking it's actually our buddy Ryan, like one of the best guys you can beat. He runs a midnight pain train, was what we call it, and it's like Kerr's running with like an apothecary bike and like bikes all around him, and since he has a jump pack, he rolls with them, and he gives them stealth and shrouded. So when they jink, they're like 2+ jink, so they're just like this beast ass squad, and then.
Someone goes to shoot a battle cannon at them, and he's just like, "Look out, sir!" Just rides his bike over it and just like blows up underneath the bike. It does nothing. All right, everyone's okay.
It's good.
That's great.
I did some maneuvers. We're good. It's just boom. It ricocheted off my shoulder pad, just like I was taught.
Awesome.
Well. So what else you got, man? You want to plug your own podcast there one more time?
Yes, we've got a podcast called the Eye of Horus Podcast, and latest episode is episode 52, which is we were having a celebration because we did a year's worth of content. So basically, you can listen to 1 episode a week for 52 weeks, which is a whole year. So in honor of celebrating that, we basically had a whole bunch of drinks, and then we got our friend Spencer on, and we said a whole lot of crazy shit. I think it was about 4 hours worth of just like fucking madness. So after we finished recording, Michael just looked at me like, "Man, do you think people are gonna like this?" I don't know. I'm like, it'll be alright. The important thing is that we have fun. I think one of the problems that people have is trying to just, I think that's the biggest problem with podcasts, is trying to fucking trying to like pander to everyone. Like if you're trying to do a podcast and you're trying to entertain,
like give information.
Yeah, you're trying to give them it. You don't want to upset people. I think that's the biggest trap you can fall into. I think just like do whatever makes you happy, and then you'll just draw the same people who are into the same shit as you, and then that's unless you want to go, you don't want to go full Hollywood grass fucker cheese dick, like super unoffensive. But like I hate those podcasts where it's just like they're afraid to say shit and they're afraid to swear and stuff like that. It's bullshit.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember like one of your podcast episodes where you were talking about like if you could take any gun, which gun would you take? Like I was laughing so hard at that episode. Like
the hard to kill episode where he's talking about the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, right?
Yeah.
Hard target. Yeah.
Hard target.
Like Zach was like, dude, you have to listen to this episode. And I'm driving back from down south, like Mexico. Like I'm driving back home. Like I was laughing so hard, like I had to like pull over and like just like take a minute. Like I needed like a full fucking minute to like recover from that. Like.
There may have been the viral loads and.
Yeah, the viral loads. The fucking like the virus.
The funniest thing is we started talking about viral loads, and then we said viral load like 50 times, and then right at the end of the episode, I was scrolling through one of the books, and one of the there's something in heresy called a viral load. Like, it's literally like there's an item or something like that. It's in one of the missions. Like, one of the objectives is like just called viral load. Fuck, that was so crazy. But yeah, like we do say some pretty crazy shit. But the whole podcast came out of basically like we've got a sort of inner circle of mates, and we play D&D and play all the games and that sort of thing. And then Michael and I would just sort of sit around just speaking shit, like, because we live together. Like, I've known Michael since we were like 4 or something like that. So, you know, we just speak a lot of, just say crazy shit, just keep saying crazier and crazier shit, just trying to make each other laugh. And then that's basically just like transferred over the podcast where we just say crazy shit. 'Cause it's one of my favorite things is just saying loco shit and just being like, okay, cool, moving along. It's like, I don't know, it's cool. There's no laws on the internet. Say whatever you want, man. It's awesome.
Unless you talk about
I have
the
our
Hobbit.
podcast. Check it out. Talk about the what? The
Unless
Hobbit.
you talk about the Hobbit.
They'll set you the
Fucking New Line.
New Line Cinema. New Line Cinema will fuck you up.
Sorry, I hope you guys don't get like fucking taken off the air or like New Line Cinema coming like trying to do
I just
something
want
to you.
I just want y'all know now, I have not, nor have I ever thought about committing suicide. I just want to say that, like if you find me shot twice in the head, holding my gun, like it's, I'm sorry, New Line. I love New Line. Y'all do so great.
Yeah. You'll be found dead with like The Hobbit on DVD, just like in your hand or something like that, as a message to the rest of us. He was found like there was nothing weird about his suicide. Like he obviously shot himself like with a fucking pistol, even though he's left-handed. He used his right hand. That's kind of strange. But anyway, moving along. The only thing weird about it was the fact he was holding a copy of The Hobbit, now available on DVD.
He choked himself out with his piano wire.
Yeah.
That's real hard to do. Good for him, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like he somehow locked himself in a room from the outside, and then it was filled with carbon monoxide. Nothing suspicious about that. Anyway, yeah, fucking New Line, fucking faking suicide since 2007. That's probably, you know how one of the Perry brothers from Old School Games Workshop got his hand blown off by a cannon? It's probably a fucking message from New Line Cinema.
Right.
You take this, and you tell everyone.
Yeah. I'll never shut up unless New Line cancel my internet again.
And like how long like Lord of the Rings should have been dead. Like no, like you're gonna keep it on the shelves. You're gonna
dude.
And like they're like holding his hand in front of the cannon. We can't though. It's not making any money. We're just gonna. This is just a taste of what we could do.
We like the what's that fucking thing, the Balrog, but we kind of wanted a second sculpt of the Balrog, and he's just like, no, I'm not doing it, and they're like, oh, you'll be doing it. Like,
we weren't.
Yeah, New Line's got like their own fucking cannon, like fucking found proving ground or some shit, and they just take him out there, like.
Do you ever see what an old 1914 cannon can do to a man's hand? No.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they shot at the Jersey Devil with, like back in the 1800s. Like apparently Jersey Devil just showed up at this like cannon factory, and they just had a whole bunch of cannons there, and they were like, "What's that? Some kind of devil man just stepped out of the woods and he's capering." And apparently like a whole bunch of dudes just fired like fucking old school like 1800s like. I don't know, 16 pounders or some shit at the thing, and it just drove it off.
It was like, what the fuck is... I was going to make friends.
Situation. History, man. History.
Squatch up.
Yeah, some people say that New Line Cinema is run by the Jersey Devil.
That's what I've heard. That's what...
Yeah.
And the Wolf Creek guy.
Yeah, John Jarrett, yeah. Oh, fuck, funny story. Before we go, I should probably go in a second, but funny story about John Jarrett. So the movie, I'm just holding a skull. That's aggressive. The movie Wolf Creek with that John Jarrett dude. He is the main character in that, whatever his name is, Wolf Creek guy. And that guy in real life is fucking mental as well. And he basically owned like a rental house, right? And this woman who was living in the rental house was like just like a total cunt. And so he got the shits with her, and he started like trying to get her to move out of his rental property, even though because he was like the landlord. And apparently what he did is in the movie Wolf Creek, he says like "winner" like a lot. So apparently he went to her house, and he would call her as his character from Wolf Creek and harass her and be like, "I'm gonna put your head on a stick, bitch," and like say all this crazy shit. But apparently he went as far. He went to his own house where someone is like living, where his own house that he's renting out this woman, and he got like and he spray painted winner, but like spelt with like an H at the end, like winner.
Winner.
Like, sprayed that on the side of his own house that he was landlord of, trying to get this woman to move out. Australia, mate. You want to see your head in a stick? I'll show you your head in a stick. That's basically, he just ring her up in the middle of the night and be like, I'm gonna fucking Wolf Creek you. Like, just saying crazy.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, so just remember, all Australian celebrities are fucking maniacs. Russell Crowe, fucking the guy
Mel
from
Gibson?
Wolf Creek.
What about
Yeah,
Hugh
Mel
Jackman?
Gibson.
Hugh
Mel Gibson.
No.
Sugar Tit.
Hugh J would never do that.
Jackman?
Yeah, he's not really Australian.
He's a Kiwi.
Yeah, he must be. I've never seen him on anything in Australia. Maybe no, I can't remember him being on any TV. Like most Australian people you see, they're on TV shows. Like they've been on TV shows, just Australian shitty TV shows. But I don't remember ever seeing Hugh Jackman in anything.
Was Steve Irwin in Batman Stranger?
Oh yeah. Oh fuck! Actually, I meant to tell you some Steve Owen stories. It's too late now, but next time I'm on one of these, remind me to tell you my Steve Owen stories, because I grew up like Steve Owen, like before he was even famous and on TV and shit. He owned like a crocodile park just like a couple of hours drive from here up the road. And when we were kids, my parents used to take us there like every year at least. And anytime any of our relatives from like England or whatever came, or like any of our relatives came from up south, we'd be like, let's go to Australia Zoo, and we'd like go down there. And he was a maniac. I'll tell you some crazy stories about how my brother and I almost got bitten to death by poisonous snakes. And, like,
Shit, yeah.
He was running like slave labor, all sorts of shit. So
What
yeah,
a fucking
I'll tell you this next time. You'll have to have me back on.
Oh,
What a
dude.
cliffhanger
yeah.
to leave that
For real,
on. That's
for real,
bad.
this is the continuing this is the continuing cliffhanger from when we were on your podcast. Like this is like the like it always just comes up. Oh yeah, Steve Irwin. Oh, I gotta go. We'll talk all the.
Someone's in the chat saying, Matt Edlund is saying, this makes me sad. Steve Owen is a huge hero of mine. Yeah, don't worry. He'll still be a huge hero of yours as long as you're also into slavery and almost killing children.
Well, that was my second hobby. I mean, but
Matt Edlund is like the fucking magnetizing king, dude. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has every one of his TAC Marines magnetized arms.
Yeah.
you could take the arms off and put Space Marines on the arms where the arms would have been.
He can wield Space Marines.
Hey, y'all
Yeah.
check this out. Y'all check this out. What do you think of this standard? Not bad, huh?
That's it's all right.
Pull back
shit.
a bit.
I'm just playing. That's so fucked up.
Let's see. Okay, let me get some light over here. Hold on.
Back towards you.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
that's
that's not good.
look to the northwest.
Ah, yeah.
I will come with riders.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Is that a command squad sergeant or is that a herald?
That's gonna be my command squad standard bearer. Damn it!
Yeah,
I can't get the quality, man. I got like little
There it
things
is,
on
there
the
it
bottom. Yeah,
There she
Yeah,
is.
okay.
yeah. I wrote
Yeah,
a
that's
little
cool,
shit on
dude.
the bottom. It's not
You
too
should
bad.
you should magnetize him so you can run him as a herald if you need to. That new herald character is awesome, especially for traders where you get +1 to runs, +1 to charges, and re-rolling 1s to wound on the charge. That's pretty good for world leaders.
Wait. Where do I find this guy at?
Book 6,
I have
Retribution,
book
son. Yeah,
Yeah,
check it
read
out.
it.
It's got the herald.
What page? Oh shit!
It's a
What does
kid.
he look like?
He's
It's
a
a
hero.
standard bearer.
He
It's
has a big banner and shit. Like,
Yeah, but what-
like
yeah.
the thing in your hand.
Yeah, but what would I magnetize to make this guy into the herald?
Oh no, well that guy's like your like standard bearer, right? So he's got a certain sort of weapon choice, but a herald is a centurion.
Yeah,
So
he's
you
a
can,
console.
so you can, console, yeah. So you can give him a bunch of other shit. So you could give him. I mean, if you give him just a power sword, then who cares? Like he's basically just there to give you rerolls to one to wound, +1 inch on the charge is pretty good, and +1 inch for running as well. So it's perfect for World Eaters or Emperor's Children, someone like that.
Shit, yeah.
You don't know Josh. He'll just buy another dude if he needs it. There's no magnetizing needed.
Right.
He's one of those.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Have to build every option. I do that too. Every time I'm building a unit, I always just build like whatever the maximum size unit is.
Yeah.
And then just like, I really want to use 3 Thalax, but I'm going to have to build 9. Because you never know, Never know.
Never know.
Never know. Someone's going to come to your house and say, I'm going to fuck you in the butt unless you play me in a 11,000 point fucking throwdown right now. Oh, suck a dick, motherfucker! I'm exactly that kind of person who have 11,000 points worth of fucking Marines. I'm going to throw down. No ass fucking for you today, sir. No ass fucking for you at all. Get out of my house. I've got a Beowulf. This is Texas, motherfucker.
Let me get my Yeti cup, sir.
Tim, you're a man after my heart. I swear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Yeti cups the only thing that can protect you from a Beowulf too.
Yeah, that's confirmed. That's.
Oh shit!
Awesome.
I'm hanging out with you, Tim.
Yeah, that's all right. Anytime, dude. Well, not literally anytime, but.
You know, the time difference is kind of like fucks everything all up. The whole being on opposite sides of the world thing, kind of.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I don't work Fridays, so it's easier for me to dial into you guys on Fridays. If you did your cast on Thursday night, that'd be easy for me. But you know, every now and then, I should be able to come and have a chat.
You know, if you could just hook it up. Just
we need to get Michael on to tell some really fucking totally insane stories. Like he's got a variety of just insane stories. And if you say Beowulf, like he'll just drop his bundle.
Oh, dude, you're gonna get a picture tomorrow of a fucking Beowulf.
Beowulf, just send it to us in parts.
I'm gonna send you I'll cover it in resin, like old pewter Hobbit models. I'll just shove it all in them, and then customs will be like, oh, New Line Cinema stuff. We're just supposed to pass it on through.
Oh shit, it's New Line. Yeah, keep moving. We saw nothing. Don't mention the cancer that is New Line.
All right, fellas. Well, I'm out too.
All right, guys. Everybody that hung into the chat there, looks like we dwindled down to a few viewers, but appreciate you guys. Matt Edlin, as always. EW7D. U7D. Like, is that? Do you hate Canon cameras? What the hell is that about? But I've never seen U7D.
So. Is Zane still in?
No, Relas had to go to bed.
Oh.
But he wanted us to talk about Mortats again.
Mortats and Volkite Serpentis.
Yeah, poor guy.
Oh yeah, they're good, man. It's the best choice.
It's all right.
No overheating. That's the main thing.
Well, anyway, guys, y'all have a good one. Go check out the Horus Podcast. Go check out Christopher Birch over at Scattershot Painting. Tell him the Forgotten Legion sent you. And actually, somebody enter this contest so we can give away some stuff. But,
yeah, I'm going to enter it.
Oh, please do.
Maybe I will. I don't know. The questions sound pretty hard.
The question is, one more time, for a $100 voucher from Scattershot Painting, probably being painted by David Sampson. I'm sure he's still listening too. Is what was the first commission that Scattershot Painting finished? And all you have to do is just call our number 814-2-TFL30K. We actually got a pretty crazy. Actually, do you want to hear the voicemail we got? They wanted us to talk about Trump. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm totally down. I'm not that tired.
Fucking love Trump.
It's only 11 in the morning in Australia, so.
I don't know. It's it's 3 o'clock. 3 in the hour.
Oh.
We're not in Trump time.
Not yet. You will be though.
Oh yeah.
The whole world will be.
The whole world will be on Trump time soon.
Yeah.
That's a scary ass concept. All right, check this out.
Trump time.
This is the voicemail we got during the podcast.
Yeah, what's good? I'm just calling regarding this conversation y'all having. So, what's poppin', my brother? I just wanted y'all to know I really feel loud. I was wondering, you know, what y'all think about Trump. Yeah, do you support him? Do you hate him? How y'all feel? You know, is that bad?
Yep, that's the voicemail we got, friends.
Was someone interrupting them? Like, is that Dad?
Yeah, are you talking to Dad?
Yeah. That guy. I don't want to sound racist or anything, but that guy sounded like a black guy.
Yeah, for sure. He said my brother. So.
Yeah.
No, I think he sounded like a white guy trying to sound like a black guy.
Okay.
Right. It's possible.
Why does it look like it's daytime where Zach is? What the fuck is going on there? But okay.
It's the floodlights, man.
Yeah, like that thing makes it look like it's like you're in a whole different. All right, never mind.
That's
But yeah,
I'm gonna hang a huge Australian flag behind me next time I come on here.
Oh, we're just gonna get more Texas flag. Have you seen that Texas flag? Like, do you see what's different about that one? The one that Josh has?
Oh, you just get the eye of Horus. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, all business.
The eye of the serpent. Yeah, that's rad. Well, you guys should break up. Like, as far as I'm concerned, in my heart, Texas has always been a separate country to the rest of America. So I think you guys should just break off.
There's Texas,
yeah,
and there's everything else. We secede.
Yeah. Fucking America didn't help you with the fucking war against Mexico, did they?
No, hell no.
That was our own independence.
Yeah, see?
They just reaped the benefits. Like, actually, we just kind of settled. Like, Mexico was like, yeah, y'all can chill in that land. That's fine. We might ask for it back. It's like, no, this is ours now. What?
Also, can we have our president back that you captured?
It's like, yep, I guess. Maybe.
That's awesome. Oh, shit. Alright.
Well, guys, you have a good one.
I'll see you guys later. Thanks very much for having me on, and hope to talk to you guys again soon.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, dude.
Badass, Tim.
Right.
Thanks.
You have a good one, guys.
Alright, see you guys. Bye.